The observer would like to advise that the following video comes with a trigger warning. The content in this video is of a sensitive nature, so please beware that the topic of this video may trigger you. The observer recommends that you consider your own mental health before you watch this video.
If the comments do get a bit out of control or anything like that, we will have to turn the comments off, because the thing is, we don't want to make her a victim. We don't want her to be able to turn around and say, well, these said this about me and these said this. So that's why I think it's very important to keep it respectful. And we want to keep the comments on as well, so people can have their opinions. You know, respectful opinions. Everyone is allowed an opinion, whether it's you know, for or against the situation. You keep freezing.
My name's not on the box.
What?
My name's not on the box.
It is?
It's not on mine. That's weird.
Oh, I'm not freezing. Whoever it was, put 50p in the meter, love.
Because it wasn't me.
It's not me. That's a you problem. £50 these days. I can see your name and you're not freezing. I wanted to gift. We turn the gifts off because no one can, although our gifts go to charity anyway, no one can say, oh, they're doing it for gifts. You know, it's just easier to do it. And sometimes as well, when watching videos and there's gifts going or whatever, it can cover up the video and stuff. And you know, we're not here for gifts, we're not here for money. All the money gets donated to charity anyway, so for this it's just easier to turn it off. Yeah, mod's list is full. I didn't realise that it was full. I obviously have a lot of friends that just want to be here for the drama. Not me. Oh, now we are going to try and keep it as structured as possible. We have wrote down bullet points and in order to do things, because we want to do it as a timeline, but it's also hard to do it as a timeline because there's just so many aspects to it, and so it's easier to just go to key points of things that have happened. And it's just so newer people who are maybe a bit confused as to how it started and, you know, what had happened before they were watching. It's easier to just go through it all from as far back as we can. Sorry, I got the hiccups, I got the nervous hiccup. But yeah, I might as well get started, mightn't we? And I'm not a professional technologist, so you just gotta bear with me when it comes to showing things and everything. Try my best. I'm just an elderly lady who wants to do good. That is all. Let me just get my bullet points in front of me. I feel like I'm at school. Yeah, so we do want to reiterate, no hate, please, 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 just keep it respectful. We don't, you know, although Kirsten has done some terrible things, she is a human being, and we just don't want the hate. It's got to be respectful. That's how it's got to be done. Oh, you didn't play theme tune, Kirsty?
What are we going for? The first one or the second one?
Do it now.
Which one? The first or the second?
The second.
Okay. 1 minute.
she said 1 minute and meant it literally. Just bear with us, we're not technical.
Oh shit. Sorry, 1 minute. Fucking great starter.
Okay, how long does it go on for? And that is not bullying, that is just partly the joke of the whole drama thing, people watching for the drama. She was going to play the Sky News or the BBC News intro, but my brain immediately, I don't know if anyone has seen the news person, the newsman, who they play the intro and then he goes, "Good evening, Peanham." And I just, yeah. So I thought EastEnders was the best one. Right. So basically, this is just a recap, and going into some things that may have been posted a long time ago that people aren't aware of because it's been lost in all the new stuff. We get a lot of questions. I'm sure a lot of people get a lot of questions as well, like, why she do this? What the truth for? Has she done this? All that. So it's just easier. I don't think anyone's done a recap for a long time. And I know there was a lot of new people invested in this whole situation. So we are talking about Kirsten Cunningham. She is 25 years old. A lot of people do say she's a young girl. She's just a child, but she is 25 years old. She has been on social media for the past 7 years doing what she does. Now, she has been on Facebook and TikTok. She claims to have been on TikTok for about 8 years. I can't confirm this because I haven't been on TikTok for 8 years. So I can't confirm this or not, but there is a lot to go off. A lot of people, we're not gonna talk about her history in a sense of the things she's had to go through or anything, because that is not our trauma and that is not for us to speak on. But a lot of you will be aware that her parents did a news interview regarding something she was going through. She was inpatient for a lot of her teenage years. There was a news interview done by her parents. However, there was not a single mention of any physical disabilities. It was all based around the mental health aspect. She does claim that, her mum didn't want any of her physical health blasted on the news, but then she's also said that they don't know why the journalist didn't include it. So we're not sure what happened with that, but there was not a single mention of any physical health issues at that time. And this news article was like 7 years ago. So yeah, that leaves a lot of questions as well. We also just wanted to kind of explain, and this goes into, something that she's done, which has angered a lot of people. Yeah, 2019, so 6 years ago. So we wanted to kind of just, say why we do this and how we got involved and started. We both had run-ins with her. We were both affected by her before the awareness started. Personally, I used to go in her lives at the end of 2023. I'd speak to her, send her gifts and stuff. I was never a mod. I was just a viewer who would go in, speak to her. Some things, I was a bit like, what? But I'm also not the type of person to question things, like, if I don't know for sure. So I didn't want to say nothing. And then we had a little, I wouldn't even say an argument. It was just, one of these things when she doesn't agree with something you say and then it spirals out of control. And it just went on to her saying that she'd never heard of my disability, that I'm probably faking it, that I'm lying about it, I don't need a wheelchair. And just for reference, I 100% have already proved I do have a disability. I've got a muscle wasting disease. It's on my page. I'm not lying about it. It's Friedreich's ataxia for anyone wondering, but I definitely do have it. Like, I'd be surprised if I didn't at this point. So then after that, I just stayed away because I thought I was struggling mentally anyway. And I was going through a bit and doing some bad things, not towards anyone else, but to myself. So I stepped away, and then I went back at the beginning of last year. She was on my FYP. And then we had a bit of, I asked her about her electric bed, because I was offered one. And the response I got was, oh, well, if you've been offered it and you're weighing up pros and cons, then do you really need it? Like, I'm not being funny, but if you've got the choice not to have it, then you don't even need it. So at that point, I was like, fuck this, I am out. I am out of here. So then I still sat watching her, and that's when I started recording. I did get that conversation about the bed on record. That's when I started recording her, and then I was speaking to someone who was also recording her, and they were mutuals with Kirsty, and then we became friends, and now Kirsty will share her story. You muted.
Yeah, I know, sorry. I was stretching. I was getting ready for the moment. I come across her in January last year. And I thought, someone else, just like my little girl is Carly. She's got a rare genetic condition called Angelman syndrome. She also has feeding tubes. She has a jejunostomy and a drainage tube. She also has epilepsy down to her genetic condition. And I thought, someone just like Carly, someone that I can speak to that's going through similar. I know she's older, but it's same conditions, So I thought, that's good. Got talking to her, and I could tell straight away that things just weren't adding up with the things that she was saying. And then one day she I asked her how much she could lose out of her drainage bag, and she told me that there was no limit. I was like, but there is, because that's your electrolytes that you're losing. And it all set from there. When I told her that, and I said that Carly could only lose 350 mils in 24 hours, which is what Carly's thing is. Everyone's got their own limit on what they can lose, and it's there for a reason, for people's safety and to make sure they're not getting unwell and stuff like that. And she called me a liar. And then I can show you some pictures of things that I got, not just from her, but from mods as well. At the time, I'm not going to dox any names of mods because that's unfair. The first mod, it was a mod that first ever messaged me saying that I made Kylie sick and said that I don't deserve children. Just give me 1 second.
A lot of people will know the situation with Carly.
trigger warning on this. I don't think anyone's ever seen this. I've never shown this. So yeah, it's not very nice.
I'm not gonna read it out. I normally do,
No.
but things triggering like that.
There's another one.
So if you're here, will you comment so I can mod you up, please? I can't find you.
Obviously, this is my response. Yes, I wasn't very nice, and I load my hands up to that. I was quite rude, but I was angry. I was very angry. And then there's more. There's more, guys. There's more. This is from her herself. Sorry, I'm having to turn it sideways so you can actually see the full thing.
You want me to make you bigger?
No, it's alright. They should be able to see that.
Stuff.
No, put the boxes back. I don't like this.
Wait, I need to do it this way.
It's just because I think it's just the layout of...
Oh, God. We are not like this.
I sent Kirsten... I'm not going to read this message out. I'm just going to... It doesn't make any sense. I was angry. I sent Kirsten a message pinpointing most things that she was claiming to have and what was wrong with these things that she was claiming and how the things that she was claiming didn't work out. I've still got this message. She then proceeded to tell the mods that I deleted it so she couldn't screenshot it. Now I can prove that I haven't deleted these messages. I have still got these messages on Facebook Messenger. They was never deleted. And then she went on to... Just let me mute a minute so I don't expose the wrong video at the minute.
Kirsten has addressed this situation with Carly, but as you'll find out in a minute, the apology and everything meant nothing whatsoever. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, I hate awkward silence. I feel like I have to talk when it's quiet. But it's important to share this because, you know, we say that if it was just a case of fabricating illnesses, you know, she wouldn't be hating anyone else, but unfortunately, the way she is, she's hating other people, and that's what we can't stand sitting by and watching. If there's any comments that you're all bullies, just leave it, because you know, people may come in with just hearing her side of things, and you know, all we're doing is speaking the truth, showing proof and evidence. This is not opinion based. Everything we are going to show has either come from Kirsten's mouth or messages from Kirsten. Obviously, if someone is spamming and not actually having room to listen and see from our side of things, then yeah, they can just get muted so they can still listen. But keep the chat as positive as possible. Possible. So far, sorry, I don't know why you weren't as a mod. I'm almost certain you were.
Really struggling to find this video.
Which one is it?
The one where she compared me to Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose. I've got like an edit of it, but I know I saved the full video yesterday.
I don't think I've got that one either. Just show the other ones for now, and then maybe when I'm showing, you know, some of the other stuff, you can have a little look.
What this?
Yeah, like not being nasty. I don't really. This sounds horrible. I don't really care about your child. I've had enough about people's sick children when, yeah. I've had a lot of bullying from someone who has a very sick child. I'm very sick too, but I'm not talking about it constantly. Yeah, exactly.
Are you fucking serious?
Like, I'm not just rubbing it in someone's face that someone's like really poorly and like whatever. People don't need to keep going on about it, like not being funny. I'm just here to chatter, whether it's about anything. Like, I'm not on about like someone's sick child. Not why I do this. And also, anyone come at me and attack me, that's fine. Exactly, it's not a flex. But some people treat it like it is, and actually I believe some people make their child sick by believing their child's sick and creating a sick child, just like the Gypsy Rose case, just saying. And that is a true common thing that happens. We all know that.
So there's that, and then there's
Which I'm guessing everyone knows the Gypsy Rose situation. So she is comparing Kirsty to that situation. It happens, look at... Pause.
I thought I was reading then.
It's hard because there's so many, isn't there?
It says happens. Hold on. Where's the other one?
Someone's asking for things to be read out as they are partially cited. Okay, I apologise to anyone. Some of the things, I didn't want to read out some of the things because they are not very nice and triggering, and also I want to be careful what I say. This says literally, I 100% say the same. I wasn't being nasty about the child at all, so saying I was attacking a poor ill disabled child was her way of deflecting the hate that actually I was chucking at her, laugh out loud. 100, the mother is not a good mother at all. That ill baby deserves much better. But that being said, is she ill, or is that a mum made up psycho thing like Gypsy Rose? This has all come from a question about a drainage bag. A drainage bag. And this is the abuse Kirsty got.
There's more.
There's more. Oh, I hate this one, and I'm sorry for reading it out. I absolutely hate it.
1 minute. Carly, stop.
Carly's like,
Don't say that. I don't like it.
So Kirsten said about Carly, oh yeah, FAT face and no tube lol. She called a 4-year-old child FAT face and no tube because Carly has a peg. She doesn't have nasal tubes anymore.
There's more.
This sounds horrible.
I found the video, but I don't need it now. I'm just gonna show this.
The crappiest mum in the world. Real name. This is the new one. The silly stalker. Isn't that a love? Isn't that? I'm not talking about you, actually, so yeah. But they most definitely are, if they have more time for TikTok than they do their own child, so yeah. Eating means anything going into the stomach, but anyway, yeah, I don't really like.
I should have just played this one from the start. I think it's got everything in it.
This sounds horrible. I don't really care about your child. I've had enough about having sick children when, yeah.
Sorry, that's Carly rustling, not me.
A lot of money from someone who has a very sick child. I'm very sick too, but I'm not talking about it constantly. Yeah, exactly. I'm not just rubbing it in someone's face that someone's really.
We've already listened to this bit anyway, guys, so it doesn't really matter if you can't hear this. It's the bits afterwards that you need to read.
This is the part where she says that I don't want to hear about any more sick children.
Yeah, and saying that she didn't care about someone's child.
Let my goodness.
Yeah, start singing.
So anyone come at me and attack me, that's fine. Exactly, it's not a flex. But some people try.
What was the other ones? The comments on your videos, Kirsty.
Yes, I don't think I saved them to the iPad.
Basically, what it was is Kirsty was, she had her page was named Carly's Fight. She'd post videos like Epilepsy Awareness Month, videos of Carly and her journey. And on every video, Kirsten would go and comment Munchausen, hashtag Munchausen by proxy, hashtag Gypsy Rose, hashtag Munchausen, when the reality is that you make your child sick. Every video she was commenting on and getting people to comment on it too. Now, these videos were nothing to do with Kirsten. This is before Kirsty started making videos about Kirsten. It was videos of Carly. Those screenshots, I think they might be on Kirsty's page already. But this is the harassment that it was going to.
Sorry, 1 minute. I'll show them.
I always get nervous when the green screen comes up.
I've got one more video that I want to show, but once I've shown this video, I'm going to mute.
Also, social services will be paying you a visit. She said that in inboxes a lot as well, didn't she? That she was calling social services, aka Munchausen by proxy, Munchausen by proxy. Literally, when people find out the reality, Munchausen by proxy, Munchausen by proxy. And they're just videos of Carly. Nothing to do with Kirsten. You had a conversation with her dad, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I'm not going to show that though.
But he did admit that she was jealous, didn't he?
Yeah.
She was jealous of Carly being poorly. So as you can see, it's just a video about Carly. Nothing to do
And
with...
I've got the video that she commented on. I'm sure I've saved that video. Because I found it over there. I'm sure I've got it. I don't know. Anyway, but I'm going to show you one more video. And then I'm going to mute. Because I'm going to need a couple of seconds.
Yeah, then we'll move on.
Trigger warning for this video, guys, because it's needed. So yeah, trigger warning. Oh, Carly, just give me a second, babe. She's throwing things up, babe. Yeah, so trigger warning, guys.
This is why people need to swallow.
Huh?
This is
You
why.
say that again? You didn't say that again, did you?
Yes, people need to swallow. I don't care. People need to swallow. Her mum made poor decisions.
Yeah, Hayley, you obviously haven't got...
That was... Yeah, so that's the type of conversations she was allowing to have in her life. You know, and if you notice, she said, oh, have you just said that again? So it had been said previously. And yet, you know, she allowed things like that to be said. She smiled and laughed along. Now, when it comes with Carly, when Kirsten came into our box, that sounds weird, but when Kirsten joined our live, shall I say, she did...
Say something though, if anyone has got any queries or questions, if Carly's medical conditions are real, just ask me, I can prove it. I've got it all. If there is any questions at all that you've got for Carly's medical conditions, just ask. I even sent Kirsten's dad Carly's medical letters after stuff like that was said. I'll show you that as well. Just 1 second.
But when she came into our live, she did apologise for the things she'd said. You know, they did speak about it, but she did back down on this and continued to make comments on Carly. Someone said something about kids, and she even said the only person that I'd be talking about is CFs.
These things here
Are all the medical proof.
are Carly's medical letters. These are the videos. This was the video that she commented on saying, do you know when she said when people find out the reality? What's this got to do with Kirsten? What's this got to do with her? Nothing. She commented on a video to do with a bit of a trigger warning for this one, guys. It's not very nice. She commented on this because it's to do with the gastro issues.
Has to refund. She's not lactose intolerant. There's something wrong with her. You need to calm down. You calm down. You find me another doctor. You run some more tests. I'm not leaving this hospital until I know what's wrong with my daughter.
She commented on an epilepsy one, which I'm not going to show. But yeah, not very nice, not gonna lie. Just so I can just want to get some up.
This is why we are so passionate about the awareness, because, you know, we don't want anyone else to have to go through the mental aspect of that.
I would hate for a mother to go through what I have been through with this girl. So this is one of Carly's letters.
So that's all the proof. And, you know, Kirsty's always...
And if anyone's ever doubted Carly's intestinal dysmotility, it's there.
Kirsty did go to the police, but unfortunately, because Kirsty had replied to the messages, they seen that as retaliation and said they couldn't do nothing about it.
Yeah, I'll show Carly's medical letters because I've got nothing to hide from Carly. Everything I've said about Carly is true. I've got nothing to hide. I didn't make her sick. Go on Google Angelman syndrome and tell me how that's possible to do when it's a chromosome deletion. And along with the Angelman syndrome, epilepsy comes with that. The GI issues, we're not too sure on why. We don't know if it's linked or not, because Angelman's is linked to the nervous system. So we're not 100% sure. There's not enough research on that. But it's there. Everything is in one letter there, really, that you need to know about Carly. Everything.
So yeah, so that you know, they did speak about it, and there was an apology, but unfortunately the apology went back on and things were said again. Some horrendous things that I'm not going to repeat because no one should have to hear that, and I don't want, you know, this to be too triggering for anyone. So but we did think it was important to, even though, you know, it's very, very known about the Carly situation and what happened, we did think it was important to make sure that, you know, we mentioned why we're doing this, the reasons why we feel it's so important. You know, and I always say the good thing out of it is that I've made friends. I've made an amazing community and amazing friends. And yes, we had to deal with the, you know, being put down and the stuff like that and struggling mentally because of things that were said, but we have made friends with it, and I will forever be grateful for that. And I'm actually grateful to Kirsten for, you know, now that I've met friends through this situation. And yeah, the next thing is the gastro, the tubes and the eating. We get a lot of questions about the tubes. Not a lot of people fully understand the you know, the tubes and why there's two and just all that. So what I will say is that Kirsten claims to have an NJ, which is a nasal, I can't say
nasal jejunal tube.
jejunal tube, yeah, which goes into the intestines. And she also claims to have an NG, which goes into the stomach. Casey, you're probably better speaking about the tubes.
What do you want me to say? So she's got an NG, which goes into her stomach, or Ryle's tube, sometimes she calls it. And then there's the NJ, which is nasal jejunal, which then goes into the jejunum, which completely bypasses your stomach to feed if you can't use your stomach to feed for whatever reason. There's multiple reasons why people can't use the stomach to feed, or there's multiple reasons why people would have NGs and NJs as well. But as we know with Kirsten's, we've seen her put things down her NJ, and then within 10 minutes, we have seen her draining it back out with the NG.
Yes, I'm just getting the video of the feed draining out up. I got a good video. I know I Spy got a good one as well. Actually, we'll use that. We'll use I Spy. I hope I Spy doesn't mind. You know, it's a bit of bit of a plug, should we say, because my videos are, let's see. I Spy put a great video up of the colours. How long ago was it? Wow. Surely it wasn't that long ago. Am I losing my mind? Or has the video been taken down?
I don't think it's been taken down. It's definitely there. It'll be near the top.
Couple weeks. Mods. 2 slip ups. True colours. Slip up. Hypo. Slip up. Is it this one? Sorry guys, I thought I had this video saved, but for some reason I
Why
can't.
would they be muting people for sending hearts? No one's doing anything wrong.
Here it is. I've got it, guys. I've got it. It's because the title was misleading. Sorry, guys. So I think this is I Spy. Now, just a reminder, I'm on my personal phone, so if anyone sends me a message at this point, you're gonna out yourself. So this is a great video, I Spy. Give them a follow. They're amazing. So as you'll see, brown meds are going into the tube. And then they start draining out. Clear as day. In one tube, out the other. So she's put blue in, so now blue is coming out. And she knows as well. She knows, because you'll notice that when she's doing meds, she'll go on half a screen. She'll hide half her face, because she knows that people will see it draining out. She also...
Say something though, if it's an NJ and you're flushing and you've got drainage, if whatever you're putting down your NJ comes out of your drainage, you need to seek not medical advice straight away, but don't use that tube because that tube is not where it's supposed to be. You're meant to be ringing your care team that look after your feeding tubes and your feeds and stuff like that. Do not use your tube if it's draining out of an opposite tube, what you're putting in.
This is why we are left to speculate, and we are just going to say speculation because there's no proof that both tubes are in the stomach, as whatever goes in one tube comes out the other, and that should not happen because what's the point? It's just a waste. That's all it is. It's just a waste. But you'll notice as well that when she does meds, she'll watch the drainage bag intently, and then she'll have a big drink to, should we say, to help it drain. Now, with the eating, something I do want to clarify. If you see someone with tubes and they are eating, that does not mean that the tubes are fake or they are faking it. People with tubes can eat. I think that is a big misconception with some people that, that they've got a tube in, but they're eating. They're obviously fake. That is not the case. A lot of people with tubes are actually, you know, what's that word? Not persuaded. What's that word? Not persuaded.
know what you say, like,
Are
advised. They're told to still try and eat as much as they can, and when they can.
encouraged. That's it. Encouraged
yeah.
to eat.
Because Carly's the same. Like, we know she gets poorly off food, but we still give her stuff. If she wants it, she's having it. We don't force it on her. She wants it, she has it. You are encouraged to still eating with a tube, because it's the saying, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So if you don't use your stomach, even if your stomach is paralysed or partially paralysed, any kind, they still like you to try little bits here and there, because a lot of people with feeding tubes that do have gastroparesis and intestinal dysmotility that Kirsten claims she has, they do still eat, because they've got safe foods that they can eat that don't cause major issues for them, like some other foods do. Carly at the minute, she seems to be okay with potatoes, but anything else she struggles with. Like potatoes, but more like, like chips. She seems to be alright with them, but anything else she struggles to eat. Or she'll eat them and she will get poorly from it. And I just want to clarify, food would never ever go mouldy in your stomach. You have got stomach acid for a reason. That is why. It wouldn't go mouldy. And when Kirsten says she can drink because it all drains out, there is no way possible that everything that goes in orally will drain out, because it won't.
You will be absorbing a small amount of what goes in.
Yes, nothing will drain out completely. It's the same with Carly. She'll eat stuff, nothing drains out completely. You can't, because you're fighting against gravity, aren't you, really? Yeah. It doesn't drain out completely, like she says.
I've seen someone asking the questions about changing the tubes, and this is what I think this is a good part to bring up. Now, an NG tube can be placed at home. A lot of people get trained, or parents get trained, to insert an NG tube themselves that goes into the stomach. However, an NJ tube can only be placed in hospital. The NJ.
And it could only be placed in endoscopy, in interventional radiology. I know a few people have said they can be done by bedside with x-rays and stuff like that, which I think is correct, because a lot of people have said that's happened to them. When an NJ comes out, like Kirsten, you can't get it changed there and then. It's not first come, first served to ring the endoscopy suite in the morning and say my tube's come out. It doesn't work like that. There's a list, and if I'm going off my experience with Carly, there's in the hospital that Carly has her tubes done, they have a clinic on a Monday and a Friday for changing tubes like that, NJs, GJs, stuff like that. And I'm guessing with other hospitals, even with adults, it's going to be the same, because the room that they use, the interventional radiologist, is not just used for tube changes, it's used for many other reasons. You can't just ring up and get it the same day. Sometimes you can. I'm not saying it's impossible, because you can if you're very, very lucky, but there is no way you can go in and get one in the middle of the night. That is
also how often. Normally, NJ changes, like how often?
NJ changes. I know some places are like 3 to 6 months, but then I know there's a lot of hospitals that do it where they say, if it's not broke, why change it? Leave it whilst it's working. Just leave it, because they can be painful and it can be quite traumatic to have these tubes changed. Because I know a lot of adults and stuff, they go for sedation, and it's not very nice going through sedation and stuff like that for stuff. So it's one of them, like, don't change it if it's not needed kind of thing.
And some people have, you know, the NJ is flipped or has come out or there's been an issue with it, and they've had to go and be admitted to hospital for, you know, up to a week because they haven't been able to get it changed. Because, like Kirsty said, it's not like you ring them up or you go to A&A and you get it there and then. And this is one of the things that also we have a lot of questions for Kirsten. Now, if you see the screenshot, you will see that on, this is August last year, at 9:30, she had the NJ in this side. Now you can tell because she has a freckle on one side of her face. But then 2 hours later, at 11:30, the NJ had changed. So overnight time, she's gone to hospital, which hospital's about 40 minutes away as well. So 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back. And she's managed to get it changed randomly. And yeah, that makes no sense. The other one as well, which will shock a lot of people, especially people who may have NJs themselves. Now last year, I made a note every time it changed. You got the 16th of August, the 19th of August, then again on the 19th of August, 29th of August, and then I wasn't on for a few days, so I couldn't count anything. 7th of September, 11th of September, 11th of September, 12th of September, 13th of September, 14th of September, and 15th. So that means that she had 6 NJ changes in 4 days. And that just, yeah, that's extreme, shall we say.
So that's why happen. It just doesn't happen like that. There's been many times when Carly's her tube used to. Sorry, Carly's tube used to flip near enough every month, and that's why she's now got 2 separate, because she did used to have a peg J, and there was many times she were in hospital for 2-3 weeks at a time waiting for a tube to be fitted, because it's not that possible to get a tube that quick. It just doesn't work. And correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys, but I think most hospital trusts use the same kind of tubes. They don't swap and change what kind of tube they'd put in, because, as you know, Kirsten's had many clear, yellow, white, green, black, whatever, you know. She's had many different coloured type tubes, the clear ones, the white ones, the yellow ones. And I've never ever seen that happen before. They always stick to the same brand. It's always the same kind of tube. When Carly were on the NG, she always got the same kind of tube delivered every month. She never got different ones. I find that very bizarre myself. I don't think that'd happen, but.
And also, there was a time where she appeared on live with a tube that she was claiming NJ that she had placed in hospital. Now, this tube that she had in had been discontinued in the UK for 10 years because it was so. Here's the video. Says, so I'm sure by now we've all seen the new NJ tube K has placed. This type of connector was discontinued by the NHS 2015 and replaced by MFIT. No hospital in the UK would place this. All hospitals were advised to bin and discard of these connectors because there was issues with, and that's the patient safety alert, there was issues with them being confused with IV ones, and that could have been dangerous. Here was a patient safety alert sent out 2015 by the NHS about the connector being unsafe.
Can I just say as well, at one point she did appear on live in hospital with only 1 tube in, and I've got the picture of that as well.
Yes. And then we did some digging, and the tube that she had in were available to buy on different websites. So, you know, and here's the why the NHS. It's all in the videos, that's why. She claims she's been tube fed since birth, but yet 2023 she posted a video where she said, I have been tube fed for the past 3 years. So that's a contradiction because she's telling people she's been tube fed since birth. She says 15 years, but here, her profile, 2023, I have been tube fed for the past 3 years. Let me just check it to see if there is anything else about the tube before we go on to the eating. Sorry guys, I want to make sure we include everything, but there's so much that it's so hard. No, I think that's everything. We can move on to the eating. Now, everyone will know that Kirsten states that she has never been able to eat. You know, she says that she's ate on and off, but as of a few years ago, she cannot eat anything. You know, it's dangerous. She's got swallow risk. So she is solely tube fed, and that is what she claims. But then there's things like this. You know, eating a watermelon. And she always says for gastroparesis that fruit is the thing she'd avoid the most if she could eat, because it is one of the worst things to have when suffering from gastroparesis. There's plenty more. These are just pictures. Then we got the sweets. You know, we got the picture with their sweets. You know, her Facebook, 100% recommended, the best mixture of sweets, being a vegan. So she's reviewing sweets on her Facebook. What else is there? Then we've got, she sent this in a mod chat. It says, best place ever. And it is a restaurant on Just Eat that serves pasta. Now, speaking to the mods, we know that Kirsten loves cheesy pasta, which contradicts the whole I am solely tube fed and I have never eaten. Because how would you review a restaurant if you've never been able to eat? Yeah, and this restaurant was a new one on Just Eat. So she sent, and you can see it's from her, and obviously best place ever. Then we've also got the, this is from one of Sally's videos, the screenshot of it. And that is her bungalow. You can see it's got everything, you know, her Easter hamper with all the chocolate, which she claims that she cannot eat. This is what she put up. And these are all what she's posted. When you become a mod, when you subscribe to her, you get stickers. Now, if you look down here at one of the stickers, it is another Easter basket full of chocolate. And, you know, this is all from her page. No one's, this has all been put out there.
I'm having technical difficulties.
Oh no.
My iPad's crashed. It's playing a video, but I can't get off YouTube. And I need to get off it because I've got
restart the iPad.
I can't because I locked the iPad so Carly couldn't, you know, get off YouTube because she swipes off.
Yeah.
And I can't. It won't let me. It's telling me to exit YouTube and it won't let me exit YouTube.
End task. I've got no idea. I'm not technical. Then we have here on her Facebook, lovely slice of birthday carrot cake made by my bestie, 24th of April 2021. And you can see she's reviewing the cake. which she states that she is solely tube fed and she cannot eat anything at all.
I just had a very interesting message. The Easter basket was off one of her carers. And I'm just about to get the proof of this. So I will show you.
And there was a time, a long time ago, when her carer said to her, she used to go live when her carer was there. Her carer turned around and said to her, "Do you want me to make you anything to eat?" Now, if she is not solely tube fed, why would her carer ask that?
I've got that video on the iPad and I can't get into it.
I'm going to show the videos of her eating, because there is video proof of her. Oh, I keep forgetting that the buttons change, because it's a new phone. Sorry, I forget that the buttons are a different way round now. So no, I'll do that when you get a new phone, you forget. And this is not anything to do with, you know, eating for any other reason apart from the fact that she is telling people that she is solely tube fed, that she cannot eat a thing at all. Plus, she says she's got swallowing issues. She can't have surgery because she's an airway risk because of swallowing issues. So as you can see, she is not solely tube fed, as she can and she does eat. Yeah, she mentioned cup of soups the other day. So yeah, that's basically with the food side of things, you know. She's telling people that she can't eat anything at all, but we know she can. And even when this comes out, she states, no, it's all edited, it's AI. Can you imagine us trying to do AI? Kirsty can't stop a video, and I don't even know how to turn the volume up without nearly turning my phone off. We are no good at AI at all. Is that everything we've covered with the tubes and the eating and the gastro?
Yeah, I've got this. The picture's been deleted, but you can tell from the blur in the background that it is that basket that was shown. Can you tell what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Easter bunny to a good bunny, aka my carer, Jane.
So you can see. Don't worry, guys. We've got bullet points, so we are getting through as much as we can.
So why would the carers be buying her Easter baskets if she couldn't eat?
And why would they be offering to make her food if she can't
I need
eat?
to get onto the iPad. I can't triple click the home button. It's not letting me. Nothing's coming up. It's being weird. I don't get it. Sorry, guys.
We do know she has bought tubes in the past. We are going to move on to, like, you know, the buying things and asking for things a bit further down. Next, the epilepsy and the hypos. Now, these are most of the medical episodes that people will witness on live, is the seizures. People who may have only started watching recently may not see it as much, but she used to sit there and have 10-minute seizures on live in the view of the camera, and, you know, which she was public as well, so anyone could scroll onto it and see it. But she has a certain time that she would do it. It was always when Dad wasn't in work. You'd never notice it of a daytime. It was mostly when Dad was available of a nighttime. Where do we start with the epilepsy? And obviously everyone knows about, well, not everyone might know, but there was a letter sent where she said that it was proof of everything. Now, we went live the other day and we were speaking about it. This letter is not proof.
I've got the picture of her in the hospital with just one tubing. Sorry.
Yeah. And she also had pictures from when she was younger as well. You know, there was no tubes. Obviously, we're not going to share pictures of her when she was younger because that's not what we do. But she didn't have tubes in her pictures when she was a child or younger. Yeah, so the letter that came out, she's saying it's proof. However, we do not see it as proof. The letter was an admissions letter and it did not state diagnoses. It wasn't, a clinical letter. It wasn't anything like that. It was simply a letter that is made when you visit A&E. Now, if you've been to A&E, you will know that when you see the nurse, she asks, what you in for, medications, medical history. You can literally say anything and she will type it out. They don't have the time and resources to sit there and look at everyone's medical history in depth. So all that was on was paraplegia, AN, NG tube and Ryle's tube, non-epileptic seizures, chronic fatigue syndrome, no mention of gastroparesis, no mention of epilepsy, no POTS, no EDS, no hypoglycemia, nothing was on there. It also stated that Kirsten refused an EEG. Now, an EEG is what they mostly use to diagnose epilepsy. It records brain waves and it can record brain activity during a seizure to distinctify. That is not a word. I think I've just made that up. I think I've just made a word up. Distinctify. But we're gonna run with it. But yeah, there was nothing on there. So even if, she's saying that it is proof, 65% of the things she's claiming were not on there. So either way, she's not being truthful about what is happening.
Another picture in hospital with no tube, just one.
Now with the epilepsy, I don't really think there's much to show in regards to the epilepsy. I'm not going to show any of the seizures because I don't want to trigger people. However, I do think I've got the end of one of them. And it is very telling the way that it ends. So just a little trigger warning. You can't really see anything happening. It is the end, but I do want to just put it out there in case. Now watch the way that she jumps up after it and starts reading the comments immediately. Normally when you come around from an epileptic seizure, you're confused, you don't really know where you are. It can take you a while to focus on your surroundings. It will be different for everyone. But this, I've not met one person who's got epilepsy who has said, yes, this is what happens. Let me just restart that. She looks straight at the comments. Straight away reading the comments. And then she looks back at the comments again to see what people are saying. See, the way she jumps up and immediately starts reading the comments is very suspicious. So a lot of people question question it from that.
Show the ones that I shown yesterday a Carly.
Yeah, if you want to, obviously that is
When she's coming round from a seizure and what she's like after.
yeah, that is totally up to you.
I can show them. That's not an issue. I'm not going to show ones of her actively seizing or anything like that because that's not fair. But yeah, it's not fair, is it? Just 1 minute then. You just keep talking.
Oh, it's vaping. Hi guys. We're trying to get through as much as possible, but honestly, there's so much to unravel. With the epilepsy, there's not really much that we can show because we don't want to trigger people. Also, it's not nice to see, and for Kirsten's sake, we're not going to share that either because we are still respectful. All it is awareness. And thank you for keeping the comments respectful as well. Like, we really appreciate it. You know, we don't want anyone to give a hate. We don't want anyone messaging her. You know, that is not acceptable. If you want updates and stuff, then there's accounts up there that are doing updates, but we don't condone any bullying or hate at all.
I've got the videos.
This is what Carly looks like coming out of a seizure.
And then there's... Try and not dox anyone's messages. She's just not with it. You know, you can tell she's not with it. Yeah, she never shoots up and carries on with her day-to-day life, I can assure you.
Yes. There is a lot of questions about the epilepsy, you know. Kirsten has also stated in the past that she doesn't have epilepsy and then changes it to, oh, I am epileptic. Her timeline doesn't make sense either. At one point, she's saying she was diagnosed when she was 17. And then in a message to Kirsty, she said she was diagnosed 3 years ago, which would have made her 21 at the time, 21, 22. So it doesn't make sense that, you know, she's constantly going back and forth with her date. She says, oh, I can't remember. But the age difference from, you know, being 17 to 22 is a big change. And you would know if you had seizures in that 4-year period. Is there anything else with the epilepsy that I've missed off?
I have got a video here where she's talking about being treatment resistant and that her epilepsy can't be treated. Now, if everyone goes to the Truth Seekers TikTok page, for some reason it wouldn't let me download the video, so I haven't got it. But there is a clip on there where she's saying, we're in Tilly's box and she's talking to us, and she said that she is not treatment resistant. So I'll show you this video, and then if you can go to the Truth Seekers and find it on there.
They're private though, aren't they?
I can get it up if I need to.
Resistant, lovely. So my epilepsy is resistant, lovely. So it's not necessarily that I'm resistant to the medication. My epilepsy is just too severe for medication to be able to treat it. I had 2.4 grams. So yeah, it's kind of drug resistant. It's hard. I don't know. Is any treatment resistant?
It's
so
not.
Like, even if it wasn't necessarily medication and there's another option, I still don't think it would necessarily help. But yeah, epilepsy is just it's the devil itself. I swear. It's ruined my life in so many ways. Like, it's made me paralysed. So literally in the past 2 years I've become paralysed from it after an ITU admission from status. So yeah, it's had a lot of an impact on my life that has not been so handy or great, and very not appreciated either. But yeah.
Now, she stated the other day that she was in ITU with her epilepsy, intubated and all that 6 years ago.
She also has said that, let me get it up in a comment. She has said, I have got it here, from a seizure. Someone said, are you in hospital again? She put, not at the moment. This was from a year ago, but I've been recently in from Wednesday to Monday. Literally had a cardiac and respiratory arrest during seizure. So she does claim a lot. Oh, thank you for the 1,000,000 likes, guys. Thank you. I forgot about likes. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to remember everything. Thank you, guys. I really, really do appreciate it. But yeah, she is claiming that she's had cardiac arrest and respiratory arrest from her seizures. And everyone will know recently that she's claimed she had 15 minutes of CPR from her dad.
Pretty pants, lovely, because I literally had 10 plus seizures this morning, literally over 10 this morning while I was in A&E, and they still discharged me this afternoon.
No, they'd never do that. They'd never do that.
Which isn't okay, they shouldn't have done it. But yeah.
I'm trying to find,
We did pull her up on this when she joined our live in October. We asked her about this. We didn't force her in the live. She joined by her own, her own decision, her own choice. She got in the box and said, okay, I'm here. And we asked her about her seizures, and she turned around and said, because she posted pictures of a few medications on the NHS app, which she claims she doesn't have the app, but posted pictures. Now, the medication that she was claiming to be on for seizures, they also can be used for mental health reasons. And the dosages that she was prescribed are commonly used for mental health conditions rather than as anti-epileptics. For seizures, it's normally, not always. This isn't based on everyone, but normally it is a bit higher. Her excuse for this was, oh, my epilepsy isn't very severe. But we turned around and said to her, well, you're saying it's not severe, but you're having 10-minute seizures nearly every night. You're going into respiratory arrest. You're getting air ambulances out every week. You're in hospital every other day from seizures. How can you say it's not severe? So she kind of backpedaled on that. And the epilepsy is up and down. Like, she'll say it's not severe, and then she'll say it is severe. And then, yeah. That's how it goes. Are you showing something to do with epilepsy, or are we moving on to the hypo?
I don't think I've got much else to say on the epilepsy point apart from it's bullshit.
Pretty much nothing makes sense. Nothing adds up when it comes to it. When that's not all saying she doesn't suffer from non-epileptic seizure. But from a viewpoint of epilepsy, yeah.
And just to clarify as well, non-epileptic seizures are still real.
Yes.
They're just not epileptic. They're caused by other reasons other than epilepsy, but they are still real.
Yeah. So she claims she has hypoglycemia, which means that she struggles with low blood sugars. She is adamant that, she says, I don't have diabetes. She says, I've never said I had diabetes. I have diabetes. But she's claiming...
Video? Or do you want me to get the video?
I've got it, yeah. So this is Kirsten saying she's never said she has diabetes. And that is someone asking, do you feel hypoglycemia is stemmed? And she just said, I have diabetes. Now I've got another video where she claims, what is it, moldy? What have I named it? Moldy. Where is it? Moldy. Moldy diabetes. That's because it's got, I've named it weirdly, moldy diabetes, but that's because she talks about diabetes and moldy food. So I'll play this one.
Sick, but if I didn't vomit it up, that would be even more dangerous because it would go rotten inside my stomach. I can't remember going private last night, hun. I don't know what happened last night, and also we're not talking about that anyway, so yeah. My Ehlers-Danlos syndrome classical type is hereditary, yes. And also they think my diabetes is hereditary, but not my subtype. But yeah, they're not quite sure.
So there she says, they think my diabetes is hereditary. So there's two bits of evidence there that she used to claim she had diabetes. Now another thing I found yesterday, Kirsten claims that she's never suffered from a high blood sugar. She's claimed that she's never had insulin because she only, has low ones. But then if you listen to the end of this video, remember she claims she's never had insulin.
That way, that's how I know some diabetics do it. I have a friend that does that. I'm not diabetic, so it's not an option for me, and I'm not on insulin at the moment, although I have been in the past.
So there she says, now this is before the video she's just said of diabetes. Here she says, I'm not diabetic, I'm not on insulin, but I have been before. But she claims that she's never been on insulin, ever. She's never had it. She's never needed it. So that was another contradiction. As for the hypos, I found a video the other day of her saying she checked their blood sugars. They were at 5.3. Now, below 4 is usually classed as a low blood sugar. But this blood sugar was 5.3. And she turned around to her mods and said, do you know what, mods, from now on, if I feel like I'm having a hypo and my bloods are fine, I'm just going to treat anyway. Please do not take advice from that. If your blood sugars are showing as fine, do not treat because that could be dangerous.
I just want to show a video as well regarding the hypos. If anyone has hypoglycemia in the comments, diabetes or anything when you're unconscious from a low, please can you tell me if this would happen if someone walked into the room with you. So trigger warning, guys.
Ow.
But would this happen?
This is how she used to be every single night. On public as well. Underage people in their chat witnessing this.
Wait, guys, you've not seen the best yet. Now, I don't know if you can hear in the background because of the phone ringing, but Dad's just walked in. Soon as Dad walks in, she's up. Would that happen? Because from experience with Carly, she's never done that.
No, she doesn't hear the phone ringing down her ear, but yet the door opening, she can sit right up. So as for the epilepsy and the hypos, it doesn't make sense. 1 minute she'll say, oh yeah, I've got diabetes, then she'll say she hasn't got diabetes, she'll say she's got type 3 diabetes, then she'll say no, she doesn't have diabetes, she says she does not use insulin, never has, then she'll say she's used insulin. It's just a lot of things not making sense. I want to try and get through as much as possible. No, oh, 1 second. Sorry, I am not a ladylike. Hair conditions, and obviously we can't go in depth of everything because we would be here all night.
Central line.
Yeah, that's after in a bit, was the next is the condition. So I'm just going to show you this video that I made back in, what month's the 8th? August. And this is just a few of the conditions she's named back in August. I'll try and read them out. These are all from her hashtags on videos. Wait, I can't see it. Gastroparesis, EDS, CFS, chronic fatigue syndrome, non-epileptic seizures, hypoglycemia, POTS, superior mesenteric artery syndrome, diabetes, median something ligament syndrome, neurogenic bladder, Fowler syndrome, orthostatic intolerance, Chiari malformation, intestinal failure, paraplegic, bladder failure, lupus, epilepsy. Now, on top of that, she's claimed she has COPD, lung scarring, autism, pancreatic failure. She, you know, a few years ago, she was saying she was in pancreatic failure, FND, arthritis. Oh yeah, there's a few of her things that she puts up: liver failure, osteoporosis, brittle bone.
These are a few. This what I've put is what she used to have in a pinned post of what her conditions are. I don't know if you can see it properly, but it says gastroparesis, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, symptomatic lupus, epilepsy, intestinal failure, bladder failure, and lower body paralysis.
And yet, on this apparent proof letter, there was only about 4 of the things all the things that were on there she said, but in comparison to the amount of conditions she has claimed, Julie, can I have a light on, please? I'm sitting here in darkness. So yeah, we're not going to touch up on every condition because we haven't got the time. She does say she's immunosuppressed as well. Most of the things she said most of the things that she says she's had, she's backtracked and said, I've never said that I had that. So this is just a rundown of how wild the stories get and, you know, how many things come out. She's never said what she is immunosuppressed for. And also on that letter from the hospital, there was not a single thing about being immunosuppressed, which would be very high up on the list if you're being admitted to hospital, because being in hospital as a compromised patient, should we say, can be very dangerous because of the infections and everything that is going around. She also does claim she is allergic to almost everything. She has mentioned that she was allergic to strawberries and anything that was strawberry, you know, that had strawberry products in. But then she sat there drinking a strawberry milkshake and eating a strawberry lollipop.
Can I just say something that I've just realised as well? Now, that letter that she sent was from 2023 beginning. No, she was still claiming to be end of life then. So why is that not on there?
Oh, yeah? The letter was from the beginning of 2023 when she was claiming that she was on end of life care because she didn't have long left. So why haven't they included that?
Exactly. Because you definitely would, wouldn't you?
100%. 100%. The money. Oh, the money. Now, Kirsten doesn't make a lot off TikTok. She does get gifts. She'll have good days and bad days. She does get gifts, but she doesn't make a lot of money. The way Kirsten gets her money is by asking people for money. Now, Sally has been dealing with, the people who've given her a large amount of money over a period of time. So Sally has been dealing with that, into her police case and everything. But Kirsten claims she is not taking money off anybody. She claims she doesn't ask for money. She says, oh, I don't ask for money. I'm sure I saved a video of her.
The difference is Amy Poles was
Nope.
Can I just say, my Stitch Builder bear smells like pineapple.
like I said, I'm genuinely not asking for money.
Here we go. So this video, shout out to Alex Chronicles. They have great videos as well. So just listen to what she says.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not asking for money either. But if anyone wants to get me anything, and like I said, I'm genuinely not asking for money. If anyone actually wants to get me anything that is not on Amazon, I do have PayPal you can send and send to your PayPal. But I'm not asking for money. So if anyone wanted to do that, but that's completely your decision. I'm not begging you. I'm not like that. Just to clarify, because of what some people have said, you get what I mean.
So she sat there saying, I'm not asking for money, but if anybody wants to get me anything and not on Amazon, I've got a PayPal message me. Which, that's dry begging. Now, she has had a few Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, we got all the screenshots. I forgot about that. All the screenshots. They can't turn water off, can they? They can, hun. So all the phone calls I've been avoiding recently are debt collectors agencies. She will say to her mods that her bills need paying. She hasn't got the money. Kirsty, watch out because names and pictures. I've got the cut out names ones if with the names covered up. I just don't want to, because I don't want to...
Yeah, sorry.
100%.
You watching it? So here, you got someone sending her £25. Here she says, it's hard to make out. She says, sorry to be cheeky. If you can please transfer me money. If not, I understand it's hard right now. She didn't even say why. She just said, transfer me money. Here the mods are saying, is it just a £5 that's left now, or was it 55? Kirsten says, 55, darling, by tomorrow. This person says, I'm not sure what I have in my bank. These people are not made of money. Yet again, are you able to do any? I know you said you were happy to split it with me. I've sent £50. I'm going to try do 25 now. I can't do any more. And then the PayPal. She also claimed that her blood pressure was 54/30 and her pulse rate was 41. She also claimed that she fell out of her chair and the lady in the house opposite heard and phoned the ambulance. These are some of the stories that, that come out. She has had 3 GoFundMes up. She's had 3 GoFundMes up. She has had... Let me just get it up. Where Where are the pictures? Where are the pictures? $25 she asked for. I was also told a story the other day from the mod who sent me some screenshots that I'm going to share in a minute, that all the mods chipped in to pay to get a jelly cat for one of the other mods' child. A week after they got it, Kirsten messaged and asked for the money back. She asked for the money back that they'd all put money in to help get this kid a jelly cat, and a week later she messaged saying she wants the money back. Here is a GoFundMe that she put up. It was to get a new wheelchair. That was on the 4th of December 2022. So that is one of her GoFundMe. She only raised £10. Where's the other GoFundMes? She put this one up. She put the GoFundMe up to get carers. Now, the other day she exclaimed that she did not fight for care, but here is the proof that she had to start a GoFundMe for carers. Where's the... Yeah, so she's had GoFundMe up, and she asks people for money for bills. I can't figure out why she'd need money for bills considering how much money she gets a month. It's not my place to comment on money, but she doesn't need groceries, she doesn't go out, she doesn't need clothes. Don't suppose you got PayPal and £20, which I promised to send back next week. Honestly, say no if you can't. But this is, I think every single mod has been asked if they have any money. Yeah, just to clarify, I never asked Kay to contribute towards the jelly cat she offered. I guess we can roll it into the buying stuff online and getting stuff online. Oh, here's another one of her explaining how much she needs and how much her bills are and how much money she wants off the mods. So here we have a screenshot. We've blocked out addresses, but it is to Kirsten, and it is a £75 feeding tube. Now, if you need a feeding tube, they are prescribed on the NHS. But here is a £75 one that she got off eBay. And then
I've got a video that goes with that.
Hello.
Oh yeah.
Just give me 1 second, let me get it up. I didn't think to save that.
While you get it up, this is only a few screenshots, but she would be on... Oh, God's sake, everyone's looking at Moana. She would be on Facebook asking for feed in gastroparesis sites. She'd be asking for feed, more feed, drainage bags, more drainage bags, and more drainage bags. On these websites, she would ask for feed, which she'd be provided. There's no reason why she'd have to constantly be asking for it. Sorry, I'm just stretching, guys. You muted?
That's okay.
She weren't saying much, she didn't miss much.
Evening, Helen, lovely. How are you doing, sweetheart? Yeah, I'm home now, lovely.
No, I go first. I already played. Now Riley and Oliver go last. Turns, you know. So Riley go.
I bought an NJ off eBay.
And then they got blocked instantly.
But yeah, so she can't deny it because the screenshot's there. Then there's this one, which looks like just a note. I know a lot of people have already seen it, but some of these were from a while ago, so looks like a normal picture of her holding up a bag of fluids. Nothing out of the ordinary. But if you look properly at the writing, which is hard to tell, the language is foreign. It's all foreign language. Now, by law, any medication or anything like this has to have a British label, an English label over, because they need to see, obviously, what's in it. The NHS would not give this. Yeah, I think it's German. The NHS would not give this. They'd have a label over it 100%. Yeah, anything could be in the bag. We did research into fluids and, you know, like the foreign ones and stuff, and we have found websites that will sell this stuff. We're not going to say where because we're not promoting that sort of stuff. But here she has foreign fluids. I did show last night a lot of screenshots, which I will show again because it is very, very telling. And to me, these screenshots are just absolute solid proof that she is not getting these things supplied by the NHS. Now, some of the things, yes, you do have to buy them online. You know, one of her mods, all the addresses have been covered up. These items were all bought by the same mod. Don't forget, back in these days, she made them think she was end of life. So, you know, she knows how to manipulate them into getting her way and things. So this mod sent, and I've got permission to share these. The mod is in here now. 30th October 2023, 2 bottles of Nurofen and cooling strips sent to Kirsten. Then on the 22nd of November, 2 more bottles of Nurofen to Kirsten. 2nd of December, 2 more bottles sent to Kirsten. Now that is 6 bottles of Nurofen in 2.5 months. Then the mod also sent some Lancets, which is for the blood sugars, yet again to Kirsten. Now there is misconception about the glucose. Not everyone who has hypoglycemia will be prescribed this stuff. It is different in every county, but I do want to clear that up because I know some people try to say that they'd be prescribed, but not always. But here we have yet again, you know, more sent to Kirsten. Another box sent to Kirsten. Another box sent to Kirsten. Now, this one here. So 20 infusion sets for her IV line and a saline flush for her central line. £37. Now, these would be prescribed on the NHS. If I go to the next one, you'll see £37, which is the same, £37. Shipped to Kirsten. Let me go to, there's worse. It gets worse, guys. It gets much worse. Here 20 saline flushes. So the saline flushes are the things that she pushes into her central line. 20 saline flushes, 39.21, yet again, to Kirsten Cunningham. There's another one, isn't there? Oh, and then, you know, this mod also bought her a glucose meter, the test strips, and some more ibuprofen. Yet again, sent to Kirsten Cunningham. Now, this, for me, is the most telling one of them all. I know we showed it last night, but it is very important that these are out there. This is all the same mod. So, 3 ml Lewis slips syringes. They are for IVs. So, there's 50 of them. She would be prescribed them if she had a central line. They are specifically for IVs. Then she would 10 ml syringes, 20 ml syringes. Get this, are you ready? 5 feeding tubes. 5 feeding tubes. The tubes that she claims are off the NHS, they have been bought for her. And then more syringes. Just so the proof, £53.01. Here you will see £53.01 sent to Kirsten Cunningham. The date on these were... The date on that one. This one doesn't have the date, but I'm guessing it is between the end of 2023 and the beginning. All these were sent at the beginning of 24, so a year ago basically. But as you can see, she claims to get it off the NHS, but there we have it. 5 feeding tubes bought for her. I've covered out the girl's name who bought them and the address, covered out Kirsten's address, but you can clearly see it was shipped to Kirsten, and I can confirm that is her address. That is her address. Yeah, I think that's it for the money side of things. You know, she's taken a lot of money off people, a lot of money. People thought she was end of life, so they give her money to make memories and enjoy life. But she was lying about it. Kirsty, do you have anything else to add about the money?
Not from the money situation. No, I think you've covered it.
Yeah. Her behaviours, her attitude towards people, and her behaviours. Now, I'm not going to go into this
central line before we do her behaviours. Because that's part of what she portrays she's got, doesn't it?
Yeah. So everyone knows that she claimed, oh yeah, the 3D toy shop and Skiggle. How am I forgetting about this? So Skiggle is a charity that allows people to kind of donate and pass on any unneeded medical supplies. Kirsten's been using this website for a long time to get her tubes and her feed. Skiggle have now come out and put a post up saying that they've been made aware that she's using their website. They have banned her. She has been making new accounts of different people's name to try and get them to get the equipment, but she has been banned and they are monitoring it. So that is proof as well that she has used it. The 3D toy shop, it's a charity. It's a guy who makes teddy bears for poorly children, and they have like the medical accessories on the teddy bear, the equipment on the teddy bear, and he makes them all. You know, it's a charity. He donated £215 to her GoFundMe for an batteries for an electric wheelchair. Now, she did have an electric wheelchair, but obviously everything that's come out now, he realised that he'd sent money to someone who wasn't truthful, and he posted a video about it. He has received a lot of money in in donations off the back of it, which is really great. You know, we've donated to him. So I wish the situation didn't happen, but it has brung. Oh my lord! It has brought awareness towards him. The central line. Now, Kirsten claims she has a central line, which is a femoral line. That is basically a line that goes in through the femoral artery in the groin, the thigh. It is very rare that they will have someone in the community at home with a central line.
Tasha won't even say it's rare, it's impossible.
Yeah, it's not. But Kirsten claims it's a special one from Germany where she gets her fluids from. Kirsty, you're best speaking about the central line a bit more, aren't you?
Yeah. When I first came across her, she used to have central lines in her chest. And I was getting rather pissed off because they kept moving sides and it was doing my head in. I was just about to show that. Let me get the other one up while she was showing that one. Yeah, she claims these central lines, these are not what central lines look like at all.
Central lines can be in the community, but we're talking about a femoral line.
Oh yeah, 100% central lines can be in the community, of course they can. But they tend to be ports, Hickmans or PICs. They're never femoral or jugular lines.
This is the type of thing she will just randomly pop up with.
So I'm trying to find that other picture from yesterday, the one that no one could figure out what it was.
Oh, I've got it here. Do you want me to show it?
Yeah, you can do, and I'll get...
We can't figure out what this is.
What the fuck is that?
Let me zoom in.
What the
This
fuck?
is not what a central line looks like, Kirsty. Do you want to put a picture up of the central line?
Yeah, I'm going to get in them now. Just... Be 2 seconds and I'll be with you with a central line.
So if anyone can figure out what... Now, the dressing is what would be put around a stoma site, a peg, on the stomach.
No, that dressing's what they used. You know, for like tubey tapes? It's just a sticker.
I thought it was like the circular padding.
No, the circular padding have buttons and stuff on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so that's like the sticker she puts over a Dexcom?
Yeah.
So that is what a central line would look like. So can anyone tell me how this is anything similar? Because we can't figure this one out. Now, I'll put...
I don't know if you can tell on Carly's, but can you see that little patch that's around it? That's a gel patch.
I have got a picture of not the site, but... So this is what she's saying her central line is. Stuck on with the stat lock for a catheter, a bit of tubey tape and a tissue.
Now, a femoral line would look similar to what Carly had in her neck, which would look like this.
Just obviously on the thigh.
No.
Yes. So as you can see, it is a big difference. Big difference. Yes, we can't understand why they would put the central line in a paralysed limb. Now, I know they're not too keen on, you know, even putting cannulas in a limb that is paralysed, because obviously if there was an issue with it, they wouldn't be able to feel pain if anything was going wrong. But yet, she's got it in her thigh. So we don't believe it all. If you watch her when she is doing her IVs, she will kind of press like this on her stomach. Towards that makes it seem like it's a subcut and she is holding it in place so it doesn't pop out while she's pushing stuff in.
Right, can you guys on here now, right, you can see that it's central. This is Carly's. Can you see these little black lines that are on this white bit? Can you see them? Yeah, leave Kirsten's up. Can you see them little black lines, guys? Them, or it's just the same with an NG and an NJ. You have to have these black lines on central lines, pick lines and stuff like that. And it was the same with the neckline. I'll go back to that in a minute so you can see that. You have to have that to make sure that the line isn't coming out. It's measurements. It's measurements to make sure that the line is not coming out. And the nurse needs to check the line every hour.
We're coming to wait for us.
Can you see it on here? You can just about see it at the top here.
A subcut is subcutaneous under the skin.
You see the lines on this and the numbers and the writing. She has nothing like this on any of hers. Now, 1 minute, I'm going to get another picture up. A bit of a trigger warning for this picture, guys. Not the nicest picture, not going to lie to you. But when she's claimed in the past that she's had necklines in hospital, they are stitched in. They look like this when they are in. They leave marks. They're not the comfiest of things. And again, here, this is a bit of a better picture. You can see the black line again for the measurements on where it has gone in to make sure that it's not coming out any further.
Be careful showing that so you don't get bananaed because it's passes an open wound.
And this, again, this is one when it's been took out. But you can see all the black lines and all the measurements on where it should be that the nurse has to keep count on. And again, that bit there, the white bit, it's not focusing proper. But again, that was stitched in. You never see
none of that is
stitched in.
And like I said, when you have a central line, you don't need to, you don't need to press on it. You don't need to touch it. It does have to be sterile when accessing it as well, because central lines are a huge risk of infection. Now, Kirsten never used to be very sterile when doing it. Touch her phone, touch the bin, then touch the central line. Also, if you have a central line and you have a fever, you need to go and get seen because it could be an infection in the central line. She does not do that.
Yes, but if you've got a central line at home and even in hospital, take it from someone that's dealt with it. There's been a few times when Carla's had her central line, she spiked temperatures and they had to start the sepsis pathway within an hour till the blood cultures come back. She was then treated for sepsis. When the blood cultures come back that she was clear, the treatment was stopped. And then there was a time, obviously she spiked temperature, and unfortunately they ignored it. And they said it was only a one-off, leave her to it, because she was due in theatre that day for one of her big surgeries, and it was ignored. And then she was flushed off a TPN, and then she went into septic shock. It's very...
Please don't take any advice, or don't follow suit of what Kirsten is doing, because it can be very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Please, if you do have a central line, which I know people with central lines will follow the right protocol because they would have been told, but just for people that aren't aware, if you do have a temperature with a central line, you have to go in. You have to. There's no, oh, I'll just wait and see. You have to go. There's no, oh, I've just got a bit of a snotty nose, so it's a cold. You can't do that. It's not, no. Please, just be wary of that, guys. When you see her, when she's saying she's got a temperature, if she's got a real central line, she should be going in. There is. And
on that note as well, please do not take any medical advice from anyone on TikTok. If you're concerned about anything, please see a doctor. 111, you can ring them. You got out of hours, GPs, A&E. Please consult a doctor. Do not take medical advice. One of the things as well that we haven't mentioned so far is that Kirsten gives out terrible medical advice. She told someone to stop taking their insulin because I don't really want to say it in case it's triggering. I'm going to say a trigger warning. Wait. She told someone not to take their insulin because it makes you gain weight. And that person stopped taking their insulin and ended up in hospital very poorly.
She also told someone to take their tracheostomy out.
Yes. If you don't know what a tracheostomy is, it is a tube that is placed in a hole in the throat, which basically allows someone to breathe. So without it, that person ain't gonna breathe.
Yes.
So yes, please, just speak to a doctor, a real doctor. Now, Kirsten will say that his central line is broken, and you'll all know she turns up with things like this.
Sorry, I weren't expecting.
She will turn up with cannulas in. Now, I'll just show you a montage. So we've got one in the thumb. Then she claimed this was a port. Now you can see how swollen it is. It should not be that swollen. That is literally just a subcut, but she claims it's a port. Oh, there's many more. There's many more. Let's see. Then we got the one in the finger. You know, nice. And also that they wouldn't technically place any cannulas in the fingers of a patient who relies on a manual wheelchair. How is someone supposed to transfer and move around a wheelchair with a cannula in their finger? I'm sure I've got more as well. And we got another chest line that she popped up with. Where's the foot one? That's on my actual photos. The one of in their foot. Where are you? And then I said yesterday, held on with a dressing gown tie and some tubey tape. That's it in her foot. And these are all at home. These are not in hospital setting. These are all done at home. Now, there was a situation where she had a cannula in her hand, and within 40 minutes, it blew, it tissued, we're not sure, but it wasn't working. She ended the live. Now, this was 2 o'clock in the morning. 45 minutes later, she came back with it in her wrist. How people said, wow, that was fast. How did you get that? She said, oh, a nurse down the road came and put it in for me. 2 o'clock in the morning, a random nurse who lived down the road came and put a cannula in. Don't believe it. We don't believe it. We believe that she is putting it all in herself, you know, and it is dangerous. She's really gonna cause serious harm to herself, and you know, we want to prevent this. We don't want any harm to come to her, but if she carries on doing this type of stuff, she is gonna cause serious harm on herself. I've wrote down behaviours, but I think I don't really want to show some things. You know, you all seen the way that she treated Carly. You know, that there's a situation where an ex-mod gave her money. When they confronted her about it, when they found out the truth, she turned around and started a rumour that this person was a registered SO. And I've got the screenshots of her saying that, but I'm not going to share them because of the trigger of it. And trigger warning for that, I'm sorry about that. But she claimed that this person was, she went around, and this person helped her out. You know, he gave her money. Her dad told this person that she was paralysed from the neck down and blind from birth. And when he found out the truth, she started the rumour of that. So that's her behaviour. She's very patronising. If you have an illness, how dare you? How dare you have an illness? Because she has to be the poorest. She's very nasty to people. Yeah, I'm not going to show any of her nastiness. There are videos on my profile of things she said to people. She treats people like shit. She tells people to unalive themselves. She fake claims everyone if they have something different. Her behaviour is probably one of the biggest parts into the reason why people are doing what they're doing. She has affected hundreds of people mentally by her words. The amount of messages that we've had, the amount of stories we've heard, the amount of times I've had to sit there and talk people out of a crisis because of things she said to them. This is why I'm so passionate about doing this, because so many people are getting hurt and it's not fair. I know what it felt like to be put down by her, to be told that I'm lying about an illness that is not curable, that is progressive and probably is one day going to unalive me, and then having her telling me that I'm faking, it's a lie, there's nothing wrong with me. That took a massive effect mentally on me. So I do not want anyone else to feel that way. So if we can help anyone by doing this, then that is what's important. Moving on. The end of life. I'll just do a recap. So basically, Kirsten claimed to everyone that she was end of life. You know, she'd tell people that she was terminal. I'm just seeing if I've got one message just to prove that she has said this. Because I don't want...
Have you not got your videos on your page where she's saying it and then she said
Oh, yeah, it's a pin video, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, this is one of my pin videos.
I don't have FND.
Let me turn it up. I turned it down because...
I don't have FND. I don't have FND, but yeah, I've never said I have an FND. Yeah.
Is this the end of life one or is this the FND
yeah,
one?
both.
But no, so I don't have FND, sweet. My legs is a relatively new diagnosis called functional neurological disorder.
Sorry, Becky, if you need
I didn't say I was dying at all, love.
take time away.
So literally, like, what the hell? Like, warrior princess, stop having a go at me. I did not get anyone to send me money and I didn't tell them I was dying. So, sorry, but you're lying about me now. My end of life, because I'm dying, and so that's why I'm end of life. But yeah, so I don't have FND.
So, and then I'll play the short clip of her admitting when she came in our box and we questioned her about it. Now, we were respectful. You know, we didn't shout, we muted the comments. We were extremely respectful in regards to when she came up. You know, she is a human being and it obviously was a big situation. There's a lot of people watching, so we were very nice to her. And she was basically, she had no way out of not admitting it.
Yeah. I'm not lying about half of this stuff, like most of this stuff, but like genuinely. Yeah. I'm not lying about half of this stuff.
That wasn't the clip, but there she says that she is not lying about half of this stuff. So that is her claiming. I need the bit where she says about I did lie about it.
Okay, I'm here. I'll be real and honest. I might have said I had FND. I cannot remember. Genuinely, can no one talk while I'm talking, please? Because I don't want any hate. I will physically say this. I might have said I have FND because they were looking into it and I might have got my wording wrong. That is honest, okay? Fully honest. I might have said it because they were looking into it. I might have got my wording wrong. And that's fine. That is misinformation. I completely admit that, okay? You can record this, whatever. I don't care. But the proof is... Well, my proof, this is all I'm giving right now because literally I don't have all my paperwork sitting in my house. That's the truth. Mum and Dad keep it, okay? But I am on my carbamazepine. This is like, you know, and yes, I am on that dose. I'm 300 milligrams twice a day, so 600, yeah. Whatever you say, I don't have bipolar, so whatever, and that's my name, obviously. Miss Kirsten.
Let me fast up because this is a medication.
And that's the date, which is literally this was literally this month, which some people wanted to see. This month of this year, yeah? You see it? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not giving any more proof right now because, quite frankly, I don't have it here. My mum and dad keep all my medical records far away.
Can you just maybe walk me Kirsten?
Yeah.
Can you show me your Capra?
Oh yeah, the Capra.
Gets tablet.
The medication.
Capra can be crushed, which we've been told.
Yeah, no one said that it can be. I never disputed that, said all that pounds went after the crush.
Okay, let me just get it from the day to take it today. It's a tea time in the morning.
You told me a tablet in it. I didn't want to see the fucking tablet.
Oh yeah, she shows the
I don't
tablet.
expect them, so please don't give me, guys, honestly. But here we go. That's my Capra.
I don't want to see the tablet. I want to see the dosage.
I don't keep my medication boxes. I will admit I've had mental health stuff happen. Yeah, so I don't keep my medication boxes. It's given to me weekly, and obviously it's in here, which my mum puts out weekly for me, which is from my prescription. That is the truth.
So what is your dose of Capra?
So then
What is your dose of Capra?
500 twice a day, 1 milligram.
sorry guys for the
500
speed
sorry.
up.
This is what I mean, I do generally get my words wrong.
Because your prescription that you said, it was 500 milligrams.
Twice a day, yeah.
Yeah, so your dose is lower than a 4-year-old.
I can't comment on that. It might be, yeah.
If
But
you
I'm
don't
not saying my epilepsy is really severe. This is what I'm new to my neurologist.
It's severe though, Kirsten, because you've been vented, and I'd say
I know. Can I please just say, I am new to my neurologist. That is all I'm going to say. I'm new to her. My neurologist left the trust. I have been vented, yes.
Kirsty, let us speak of it now. We don't want to be shouting over. I said Kirsty, not Kirsten.
Sorry, go on. So you're new to your neurologist?
I want the part.
And then
I will say I did. You know, that was a lie. I fully...
You remember what number your testing was on your barium swallow when you were 8 years old?
Yeah, because I've read it on paperwork, but I don't read all my paperwork, quite honestly.
But do you know why it can look a bit iffy? Because
no, I understand that.
Saying one thing and then saying, like, the end of life, you've probably heard it loads of times, but I think you know you did claim to be end of life.
I will say I did.
And then
I will say I did. You know, that was a lie. I fully admit that. Hold my hand up, that was a lie. But I didn't do it for any other reason than I was unsure of my future, and that bit played into my head. And I will fully say that. I just come out of ICU. That's not, I'm just saying that.
So, I'm not going to play the rest because it's on my profile if you want to see it. But she admitted that she is not end of life. It was a lie. She said it because she was worried about her future, which to me, and not in a horrible way, but that's just, bullshit, because a lot of us chronically ill and worried about our future, but, not sitting there saying we're terminal, we're end of life. She has since went in live a few months ago and said, I said this because I've got chronic illness, and chronic illnesses are terminal. She tried so hard to make excuse for it, but there's no excuse. She lied about it. You also hear her saying that, yes, I did say I had FND, but I don't really know why I said it. So this is why things don't make sense. But we wanted, oh yes, after that live, there was messages between Kirsten and I where she said, okay, I've admitted I lied, now stop. I said to her, if you carry on with what you're doing, then I can't stop. Because she wasn't actively saying she was end of life, she was denying it. So because she didn't get her way, and I said, I'm not stopping because you're going to carry on. She then went on to, trigger warning, SUI bait me. Which is something she does a lot. If she doesn't get her way, she will turn around and say, I'm gonna do this, I'll do this, this will be your fault. Multiple mods have come forward and said that, if she uses it on her mods, if mods want to leave, she will say stuff like that. I've got all the proof. She said that I would end up in the coroner's report. Even the mods who were her best friends, she classed them as her sister. She would do that to them. And she's still continuing to do it. She done it to Fakey and she done it to me yesterday again. She is still doing it. This is her way of trying to get her own way and get out of things by, you know, baiting people in that sense, which is a manipulation tactic. It won't work on us. You know, she's tried hard, but it won't work. Obviously, we're mindful of her mental health and respectful that she is a human being. That's why we do things the way we do, with facts only. And we don't, you know, no comments on appearance or no hateful comments. But that is something she does. Medications. Everyone knows she sits there pushing meds every hour. She claims she takes 40 medications a day. However, she is only prescribed a very small few. Most of them are over the counter, like laxatives. The ones she takes, the Nurofen, the laxatives. What else is there? Medication wise. Can you think of anything to do with medications?
Cyclazine, she says that it's IV, but that is prescribed in 2-tablet form, which is not given IV.
And can't be crushed.
She says she's allergic to paracetamol, but her GP prescribes her cocodamol.
Yeah, which everyone knows cocodamol. Now, with the pain medication, personally, I do not believe she is on every single pain medication that she states. I do believe she gets the pain patches, the buprenorphine pain patches. I do believe that. But I am yet to see any prescription with the pain medication on. So obviously we can't confirm or deny that. But my inkling is that she is not on everything she claims. Plus, most of the medication that she says she has, a lot of them you can't take with other ones, and some of the pain ones completely discard each other. I don't know what that big word is, because it's a big word and big words are hard, but they cancel each other out, basically. We don't have any proof of her asking to buy medications off people, so we will not talk about that. Counteract. God, I love you guys. Thank you. You make me look dead clever. We don't have any proof. I know there's a lot of rumours that she asked people for meds, you know, people who had just lost a child. She asked them for meds. However, we have not seen any proof, so we don't want to say that, yes, she did this, because that is unfair. If it was just a rumour, that is an accusation, and that can be dangerous, so we just don't touch on that.
I've got a message as well off someone where Kirsten was asking for their child's epilepsy medication, but it's not something we've shown again because we never seen the actual proof of it asking for this.
Yeah. We've had lots of proof. We had lots of people come forward and saying that, oh, she's asked me for medications, but we've never actually seen a message of Kirsten saying, can I have your medication? If you do have any proof for that, send me a message, because that would be very helpful. But obviously at this moment in time, we don't have that, so we're not gonna say yes, she does that, because you can't go off rumours. That's dangerous. We've done paralysis. Paralysis. Now, this is a big one for everyone. Kirsten claims she is paralyzed from the waist down. She used to say that she was paralyzed from the belly button down. Now she claims she is paralyzed from the hips down. There's a lot of controversy around her paralysis based on the way she moves and stuff. Now, when we talk about the paralysis, we are basing it only on what Kirsten states. Paralysis in general, you know, obviously there's different terms for the degrees of paralysis, and it's a broad spectrum. Some people can have feeling, but no movement. Some people can have movement, no feeling, no sensation. However, Kirsten claims that she has no feeling, no sensation, no movement, absolutely nothing. She has no control, nothing whatsoever. But there are a lot of videos out there, you know, I'm sure you'll be able to find them. I'll try and play as many as possible, but I don't want to take too much time. One of the most telling ones is this one. I'll turn the sound on. Now remember, she cannot control her legs.
So that's confused me now. It was clean, but I wanted...
She is up on her knees.
Not any.
Literally up on her knees.
I pull myself up the bed.
Then she panics.
I pull myself up on this end. I'm terrible for it.
It's this bit.
My carers get really scared because my legs go wobbly, obviously, because they can't really hold me. And it's like...
She's panicking.
Well,
no.
I lock quite a lot of the time, which is handy.
How do...
Not good, but handy.
And then there's this one. Now, she does this movement all the time. See how she pushed herself forward? She'd need her lower half to do that. Watch it again. She literally pushes her bum forward, but she's paralysed.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
And then she realised. There is so many out there of her moving. Here's one I can't remember. Indicator that she isn't actually paralysed.
Just change these stat locks quickly because they're making my skin so sore.
Oh yeah, she said they make them sore. People are saying it might look sore. Yeah. But when she pulls it off, she makes a face as if to say that's a relief. Why would it be a relief if you can't feel it?
These stat locks quickly because they're making my skin so sore.
Listen to the relief.
Yeah. 1-to-1 HCA, darling.
She leans off the couch. Completely leans off. Now, if you've got no control of your lower half, you're gonna be on your face. Controlling your upper body when your bottom half doesn't work and you're leaning off the couch. Please don't try it at home.
Take that.
Yeah, your beat off heavy.
Right. She's not connected.
Oh yeah, the washing basket scene. And then here she does a one-handed
Amy, you do it too, babe, honestly.
See how she transferred? There's no effort at all. Now, anyone who deals with paralysis or anything similar will know how hard it is to actually move a body that doesn't work. It's a dead weight. It's so hard. Oh, this is the one.
Being fancy.
Watch how easily she and quickly see down here. It does slow down.
Oh, I'm always careful.
She lifts her leg with one hand so easily.
Oh, I'm always careful, you know.
This video is so telling.
What do I need? I need to find something.
I need to do a voiceover because there's so much to unpack. Now look how easily she lifts that leg off the foot plate. her hand didn't even grip her leg. Now, when she pushes it back, that was with her fingertips.
Yeah, we don't need to listen. But there's lots of video clips out there of her doing transfers with one hand. She lifts herself up out of her chair for about 5 seconds, probably longer, to be honest. I'm not good with timing things. And she's just hovering. Now, that's very hard. In that video, something you'll notice as well is her foot actually moves down to the foot plate, which her foot would be, basically, if she lifted her foot up, sorry about the hand, guys, if she lifted her foot up, it would do this, because she's got no control and no movement. In that video, her foot done this, which I'm telling you is using all my strength to keep my hand there. Then she realises and she goes, oh shit, and pushes it down with her foot. It makes no sense. Yeah, TikTok Nuisance has great clips as well, so check out them as well. There is lots of clips out there. What else with the paralysis? Can you think of anything else, Kirsty? It's just that her movement, she leans off the bed, leans off the, she banged her toe and said, ow, she itches her leg. She also said, I need to take these socks off because they feel wet. Now, how does she know that they feel wet? Because she can't feel it. The way she said she was paralysed, okay? So she claims that she was paralysed. First of all, she came out and she said she was paralysed due to FND. Then she changed the story to I'm paralysed and no one knows why. Then she changed the story to she was taken off her anti-epileptics, spent 6 days in a coma, woke up and was paralysed and they don't know why. And then she came out, my favourite, and said that she is paralysed because she fell off the couch and banged her head on an IV pole. Yeah, I'll just leave that one with you. So no one is really sure, including Kirsten, of how she became paralysed. Oh, do you know what I want to do that quick? Because I think there's some things that I haven't shown, like funny things. Not funny, but things like the Photoshop. She claimed that the air ambulance... She claims the air ambulance visits her. However, it can be tracked. And most of the time, there's no air ambulance there.
Well,
she hasn't...
sent you a video on WhatsApp. It's the one where they took her out the window. I want you to play it.
This one?
I play it on the iPad, but Kylie's took it, so I can't.
Look, this one.
The crew of election.
So this is the story of Kirsten saying that the air ambulance had taken it out of the window.
As in, like, the crew have lifted me out my window while they've intubated me and I ended up in ITU. So yeah, it's not as if that happened about 4 weeks ago. But yeah, lots of stuff's happened recently and it's been deemed very unsafe, but yeah. Yeah, an ambulance lifted me out my window. So ambulance crews lifted me out my window, yes. So there was a couple of I don't know how many ambulance crews, but they lifted me out my window and put me up in an air ambulance because I went into respiratory arrest, stop breathing, from a seizure, an epileptic seizure. I ended up in ITU. So yeah. Sedation is not pretty. I'm 24, nearly 25.
But this was a year ago.
I'm nearly 25, Richie, now. I met you when I was 23.
Yeah, we did mention the CPR. She claims a lot of times she has CPR. She never has any bruising. She had CPR for 15 minutes and was sent home after like 12 hours, which wouldn't happen. They'd want to monitor for at least 24 hours. And then she was on live, not even 24 hours after having CPR. And she kept forgetting that she was supposed to be in pain. And then she'd remember and randomly go, yeah, that was crazy. I'm just going through the list of the things that I haven't showed.
About the nurse one.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, this goes with the paralysis. So, she said, sorry, guys, trigger warning feet. If you don't like feet, sorry. Sorry. I'm so tired. So, she sent this picture of where she had, that's coming, Mama, too. She had sent this picture of where she supposedly had, lines put in. Now, at first, we were just looking at that, but then we noticed she's leaning her leg on her leg that is stood up. Now, if her legs are paralysed, they'd fall to the side. She would not be able to balance like that without holding it. So unless she's got like 4 hands and she's able to hold it up, unattended. Yeah, hold it up without any hands, then I don't know how she's managing to rest a foot on there, hold both feet up and take a picture. She's also sat on the floor as well. So that is something that we struggle to understand. This one. So she says with the carers, she can't do any personal care. She can't wash her hair. She can't shower because she can't get into a shower chair. She has to have bed baths. She makes out like she can't do anything whatsoever. All she can do is sit in her bed. She can't even brush her hair, she says. So why? She said hair washed and NG tube change 5:08 in the morning. Her carers don't come till 11:15. So who is washing her hair for her at 8 minutes past 5 in the morning? That's what I want to know. This one, she posted a video and said, to a healthy body that will never be healthy again. Now, she's saying she's got these diagnoses from birth. So how would she know what a healthy body is? She wouldn't have a healthy body if she had it from birth. That wasn't very, important, but it did make sense. The mod. Oh no, I'm going into mods next, aren't I? There's not long left. Now everyone wants this one. This is one that where's the first one? Oh, let me show you some of their replies. This goes into her behaviour. Glad you are feeling better. Don't make assumptions on how someone is feeling. I do not feel better and can't get better. This is how she treats people. I hope you're feeling a bit better emotionally today. You was going through a lot yesterday. It's nothing to do with emotions, hon. I was in a lot of pain. That's just the way she... So, Kirsten sent this to someone. She sent this picture saying, this is literally all I have. And it was a picture of her in hospital. Now, some digging was done. And this was found on the Daily Mail. And for anyone wondering, that's not the same bed. Then I'll put a side-by-side comparison. The pillows are stacked exactly the same. She seems to have stolen Mr. Collins' bags. You can just tell that she has photoshopped herself into a hospital room. She flat out denies this. But unless she's took inspiration and had her bedroom that way, she also has, I forgot to get it, but she's posted a picture of her being in hospital. It wasn't her face. It was like one of them where, you know, you take a picture of like out the bed. This was a hospital in America. It had hospital plugs that were American. It was not English.
Show the nurse one.
Oh, here's the proof as well. Sorry, just here's the proof that she said, I understand that and being chronically and terminally ill myself. Just in case anyone says she never said that. And I also found some great screenshots earlier as well. Let me see.
We don't really know why. We don't know if it's hyper sensitivity or if it's just something with my non-epileptic seizures that also cause it. Because, like, I don't like flashing lights in general. Like, big, like... So it might just be that it's a non-epileptic seizure at that point, but it might be caused by, like, anxiety off the flashing lights, not actually photosensitivity.
She claims she's photosensitive, but right there she says...
Have I asked for anyone's money at all? No. That's precisely the point. I'm not here asking for money. Got no accounts asking for money at all, so that's not the truth.
Never asked for money, but we've obviously seen previous. Where was the nurse one? Is it this one?
The difference is Amy's...
Oh, so background for this. This used to be a big thing when she said it. She said that you can reuse NEEDLES. Now, I want to say you cannot reuse them things. But in this video, she says that as long as it's on the same patient, you can reuse them. You cannot reuse them. But listen to what she says. She used to claim she was a nurse. She claimed that she'd done all her training and she knows because she is a nurse. That's why she gives medical advice out, because she's trained as a nurse. And here is the proof.
Now, she does say now that she's not a nurse, doesn't she?
Yeah, she says, oh, I never said that I was a nurse. The usual. Oh, I never said it. She also said she never said you can reuse needles, but we're about to watch.
Any pulse was with a cannula, which is different to just a blood-taking needle as well. I'm pretty sure it was anyway, I'm not too sure, but yeah. Yeah, so that's because I've blunted it. It can, darling. I mean, loads of people use it again. It's not silly, like, it's actual how they've been taught to do it, love. That's how everyone gets taught to do it. To take blood. I've done venipuncture training, love, and I know about it. You don't get taught to not use the same needle. I've done my nurse training too, love, so I do know, but yeah. Mine was only very many years ago, so it might be they've changed it now, but yeah, it does say one use. But one use is normally on the same patient. It normally means as in, like, not sterile after one use, yes. But you don't need to be sterile to be taking blood. Hence the alcohol wipes and everything. I'm not getting into a big debate about this, but anyway, yeah. It does depend on the person as well. There was a whole fiasco about this all over TikTok yesterday, but yeah, anyway.
There's this flushes she gets bought.
But if you made a complaint, they would always say the reason behind it is they have not touched anything, they can use it again. Like with a cannula, for instance, if they've got drawback on the cannula, or even the tiniest bit of blood come out, that's a reason not to use it again, if that makes sense. Like, all my central line's bleeding, 1 sec.
So yeah, she claims she was a nurse, said you could reuse needles. Now I don't know how much clearer I can make it. If anyone at all, you know, never ever reuse a needle, ever, never. That is extremely dangerous. I also, so she said that she went to school, she went to university, I can't remember exactly, but she said that she finished school early, went to university at a young age and passed her nurse training by the age of 18.
The difference is...
She's also said that, she stole one of her feeding pumps from a hospital. And there is the proof for that. You can see it's Kirsten. I stole the Abbott pump from, and then the hospital's been covered up. There is the proof that she's admitted that she stole the pump. Not the IV pole, the pump. There's that proof. And then she used to make a wild rumour that as a child, she lived in America. I lived in America as a kid when I was tube fed, and the American version of the infinity pump can mute and set intervals of feeding. Now, not long ago, she was saying that she has had the same GP for her whole life. So unless the GP has been privately flown over, then I don't know. Oh, something else, yes, that the Gosh video. The Gosh video. So for anyone who doesn't know, Gosh is Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital in London. This is a contradiction. This is a good contradiction that we got. Here are her claims that she said she's developed COPD. COPD is incurable. She wouldn't get better from it. She'd only get worse. But yeah, there's no claim of it at the moment whatsoever. Let me just get the post up. Oh, let me put my sound on because some videos might come up. She says that she...
I never have cannulas in hands or anywhere there. It's normally up here. You can see all my bruises and like all the stab marks from the attempts. But yeah.
So she doesn't have cannulas in hands or anywhere around there. But yeah. You know, you've all seen it. She comes with a new hand cannula.
How? I'll leave.
Oh, her meds draining out as well. So you'll see the white meds go in.
Did I see your message? When did you message, sweetheart?
Clearly
I don't
see
think my
them
messages
going in.
are turned on. I don't think anyone can message me at the moment, so that it might not have come through. No, I have. Oh, you sent me your number, didn't you, babe? Was that it? Oh, Jesus Christ, I'd hate that. Do you hate feeling like...
Let me...
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I haven't texted you yet, babe, but thank you so much. I'll text you soon so you get my number as well, you know what I mean? But thank you, darling.
And then look, you notice the white meds start
Sorry,
to
I was a bit
come
like,
out.
you know, all over the place last night, so... And then ended up in hospital, but I'm alright.
We're looking at this tube. And she'll try and hide it as much as possible.
oh, I know if pain's bad, you'll do anything to stop the pain, but like, and obviously if the hospital are going to give it to you to stop the pain, it's kind of, they know it's bad too, but like,
there it is, white
like,
meds.
Like, I've been offered fent patches, and I'm just like, by the pain clinic, I'm just like, I'm too scared.
So she's gotten more medication in, so when she puts more in, it'll start coming out better.
That will make me feel not myself, if that makes sense.
Though, there was a big bit. See? More white meds draining
I like
out.
to know what I'm saying. That's why even like my memory loss really frustrates me sometimes, because I like to know what I'm saying and, you know, what I'm doing and just be with it basically. So I hate that feeling of just not really being in the room properly. Not that I've ever properly had that feeling apart from with my psychotic episodes, but still, like,
just
yeah,
getting...
I think that's probably why I don't like it, because of the psychotic episodes, but still. Oh, thank you.
White meds coming out. You can clearly see the white meds are draining.
And with that,
when I got to the X-ray.
Oh, she said that she couldn't have an X-ray because she can't sit up unaided. Now we all know she can.
Like even out of conversation, like it was only my mum that. Fans, so I sweat it out. I've had a peg J in the past, and it wasn't a long-term suitable plan, unfortunately. So yeah, had to turn back to nasal tubes. But yes, I did have the peg J for 3.5 years, and it was nothing but trouble. So we had to move back to nasal, unfortunately.
I won't play that. She said she had a peg J, but we know she didn't because there's no scars and there's no time. I just want to find the gosh. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. So she claims that she spent 5 years inpatient as a child at gosh.
2002 to 2005 would be my years. I was poorly, but some people were still with us, and also it was just innocence. Play in the streets. I mean, I would have been 3 till about 6, but yeah.
So 3 till 6 was the best years of her life,
like,
playing out on the
streets, like, you know, with your friends, with mum and dad there, of course, too, and not a care in the world, partially.
So remember that from the age of 3 to 6, she was, is that in America, running around in the streets, best time of her life.
Waiting for gosh, yeah, I was under gosh for a while, darling, bless you. I was inpatient in gosh as a child when I was on TPN. They're nurses and that. Yeah, so I lived there for nearly 5 years of my life when I got to like the age of 2 on TPN. So yeah, or whatever age it was. I don't know what age I was, to be quite honest, but yeah. Oh, okay.
So how is it possible that she was 5 years inpatient on TPN? But yet they were the best years of her life. She also did say not long ago that she was on TPN for 2 months. So it has changed. The timeline has changed completely. TPN, Kirsty, go ahead. What is TPN?
TPN is total parental nutrition. It's nutrition given through a central line that completely bypasses your digestive system. If Carly will let me get the iPad, I shall show you. Just give me 1 second.
And this is the issue that we have with a lot of things. Nothing makes sense. The stories don't add up. You know, 1 minute she'll say, like with the peg. So she said that for 2 years, then she said for 4 years, she had a feeding tube in her stomach, which is a peg. Now, that's TPN.
That is TPN. It can come in one bag together. Carly was little then. So hers was in 2 separate bags. The green bag's the lipids, which is all your fats, which that is what causes issues with your liver. The red bag is all your pharmaceutical stuff, your glucose, and 1 minute, I'll show you what's in it.
There's so much. This is the thing. Like, there's still so much that hasn't been touched on, but
So that I'm only covering up her NHS number here. You can see it's Carly. You can see there, but that's it. That's what's in the lipids bag.
Baby girl.
And then this is what is in the red bag.
so a story about her childhood doesn't make sense, you know. She lived in America, but yet she was in Gosh for 5 years straight. Also, it was the best years of her life, but then she was in Gosh for 2 years. It doesn't make sense. You know, we've seen pictures of her. Oh, sorry. We've seen pictures of her as a child. Doesn't look like America. Doesn't look like Gosh. You know, she just doesn't look like she's got any lines in, any tubes, nothing.
It can also look like this, where it's a mixed bag, where it's all together. It doesn't have to be separate. This one, I think this is just a standard bag. I don't think this is tailor-made to Carly at the time, because it was just a short-term thing after surgery. But the other bags that are shown was tailor-made to Carly. These are what IV fluids in the UK look like. It's English writing, not German. English. I don't know if there's anything else that I need to show from that side of things. Just let me have a look.
It's hard because I know that when we end, we'll go, oh, we forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
because there is so much that, you know, has been said, and so much that she's come out with that it is hard to keep up. There was a police investigation.
I just want to show this. Now, I know this is a bit off topic, but this is going back to an epilepsy point with things that seizures may look like. You know, they don't all look the same. Now, I don't know if you've all noticed when you have seen Kirsten's seizures on live, they always look the same. Seizures, they never look the same. They're all different. There's that part. Then there's...
Yeah, the first aid on seizures.
Yeah. And I think
Someone's
it's just saying, does it not say in here, you know, after 5 minutes of seizures, like...
Someone's just said that Kirsten will have learnt so much from this. And the thing is, even if we, you know, if we never was able to watch Kirsten again for some reason, our TikTok account got taken away or anything, the proof is already there. We've got everything we need to raise the awareness. You know, all the screenshots of people buying her feeding tubes, everything is already there. We only come to, now and again, to see what she's up to, you know, to see what she's talking about. We've got everything we need. So if we lost access or our accounts or anything like that, it wouldn't change anything. There was a police investigation. Sally was dealing with that. Obviously, I'm not going to talk too much in detail about it. The police were investigating it. I got contacted for evidence. Sally was dealing with that, about the money side of things, because she took a lot of money off people. Now, you may see Kirsten sitting there saying they closed the case. I think she's not explaining why, though. There was a letter sent out, and the letter explains that she does have some mental health and physical health. Now, we know the catheter is real, and we do believe she has chronic fatigue syndrome. And, you know, obviously we have our own suspicions of it could be FND. So that makes sense why it's saying she does have some physical health. Now, in this letter, it says that let me try and remember off the top of my head, I'm absolutely rattled. She said that Kirsten does exaggerate illnesses, and they are taking no further action. It was an NFA because of her mental health. That is why. They said that she asked for the stuff because at the time she believed she needed it. Not because she did need it, but because she believed she needed it. She's always claimed she doesn't have mental health, but now that it's come out that they won't take it further because of her mental health, she is saying, yeah, I have had mental health. They are going to appeal the decision, and obviously Sally will have updates on that side of things, but the case was not closed because she is telling the truth. It was NFA because of her mental health, and the letter states that she has exaggerated, and it's because she believes that. Yeah, NFA doesn't mean she's innocent. Does not mean that she's cleared. Doesn't mean that she didn't do it. It just means that there's a reason, and that reason they stated was mental health.
I'm just going to show this consent form on the risks that come with a central line. I've crossed Carly's address out and her NHS number and patient record number, so you can't see all that, but I'm just going to show you this. So it is for an insertion of peripheral central line catheters, so a PICC line. These are the risks that come with PICC lines and the insertions of PICC lines.
Yes, there's a lot. Central lines, you know, they can be dangerous. There's a lot of high risk of infection. So having a central line it's a serious thing. You know, it's not just, yeah, it's
definitely Carly's there. You know, it's there. Obviously I had to sign to give permission for her to have it done. But yeah, there's a lot of risks that come with central lines.
Yeah, so we were gonna talk about mods and the way she treats mods, but I have noticed a lot of ex-mods in here, and I don't want to bring anything up that may give flashbacks to how they were treated. But all I will say is that mods never stick around. She has a very high influx rate of mods coming in and out because they see through it in the end. She love bombs them and manipulates them at first, so they believe her. She tells them not to look at any videos. She tells them to, block all these accounts. She doesn't want them looking. But then the truth always comes out, and, we've reached out to so many ex-mods, and we're actually really good friends with a lot of them now, and the things that went on, during their time as a mod The one thing I will read out, which gives people an insight, one of the last things that I've got. The mods were made to have a care plan for Kirsten. They were made to write it themselves. And this is what the care plan for the mods. Now remember, these mods are unpaid. They don't get paid, they're just her friends. Well, she says they're her friends, but she doesn't treat them like it. These mods are made to stay awake at all hours of the night, to watch her, to babysit her. She asks them for money constantly, for bills. So Kirsten's protocols. When to contact Dad. Any seizure, make sure to tell him if rescue meds have been taken and if there's any breathing difficulties. Any unconscious hypo that Kirsten cannot be wakened from. Any unknown reason of drifting in and out of consciousness. If both Dad and Mum are unreachable, e.g. rang several times with no answer, Kirsten has given permission for ambulance to be rang if unconscious. Rescue med protocol. Ask if full or half doses has been taken. Document time taken and put in mod chat. Maximum 5 full doses can be taken in any 24 hour period. Now, I don't know why the mods would need to know that, because they're not actually there. They can't administer any rescue doses. They also got told how to do CPR over the phone. Now, Kirsten's seizure signs. Headache will lean into hand on one side. Suddenly becoming sluggish, speaking slower, responding. Seeing things that aren't there. Spiders is a big one. Absences. Looks like Kirsten is reading something on her phone, but eyes won't be moving side to side. Suddenly asking what's happened, stating, I'm confused, I don't know what's happened. That is what the mods have to go by. They have rules. If the mods are in the chat and they try to talk about something different, she will change the chat back into being about herself. The mods are treated awfully, and I really feel for the mods. It's an awful situation, and you know, they get a lot of hate, people saying, oh, why are they believing her, why are they doing this? But you've got to remember that she targets vulnerable people. She had underage mods. You know, people under the age of 18 were having to babysit her. Underage people in her chats. This is what she does. So if you see anyone who is a mod or anything, don't hate them. Don't have a preconceived idea of, oh, they're supporting Kirsten. Just think, why are they doing it? Plus, she does bait people with her mental health. So people are scared to leave or say something to her in case she turns round and says, well, I'm going to do this because of you. Because that happens constantly. Yeah, so that is was this shouting outside fake? We can't confirm or deny. There's no solid proof. There's proof that she set up the doxing on fakies, but there's no proof that it was set up. I've sent you the questions. Oh, okay. There was a lot of questions asked, and we said at the end we would answer as many. What conditions does she actually have? We can't answer this because we don't know. We've not seen any medical records to know what she has. Not that we need to see them either. But we do know she has a catheter. What is the need for carers? So her need for carers is for everything, basically. She says she can't do anything at all. Nothing. Brush her hair, nothing. She can't get dressed by herself. So she needs carers to do absolutely everything. Housework, personal care. Although they aren't allowed to do medications or anything to do medical. Does it hair putting tubes in? I guess we can't comment because I've not dealt with you.
Experience of when Carly's had her NGs when she were a baby. Like, she used to kick and scream and whatnot when a nurse come near her to do them. Obviously, she kicked up a fuss on that, but it got to a point when I was passing them and you could tell she was very uncomfortable with it, but she was more settled, if that makes sense. But
Yeah,
you could see...
uncomfortable, not really painful.
You could see that she was uncomfortable when passing the tube because it caused her to sneeze a lot, gag. It's not very comfortable. And the peg J, well, we don't need to go into that because she don't have one.
Does she buy her own tubes? Yes, she does. We have now got solid proof. Actually, I'm not even going to say she buys them. Because her mods buy them for her. She gets money off her mods and other people to buy them. But, we shown the proof of the tubes being bought. I will post it as well. So, yes, she does. Is it possible she's feeding the tubes through a septum hole?
No.
No, they are in her throat. They do go down the back of her throat. She has showed many times. They just both go in the stomach. That's what we say. It's not looped around the top of their nose either. That's just, that's not what happens. Is the NJ the long or the short tube? The NJ is the tube it's the shorter one that is not connected to a drainage bag. Does she have to pH test? Kirsty?
You don't have to pH test an NJ. You should never ever pull back on an NJ unless you're told to do so with medical supervision. NGs you're meant to 1 minute.
Yeah, NJs you aren't supposed to pull back on.
You won't tell me.
She should do on the NG. See, I'll let Kirsty answer them because she's more knowledgeable on the tubes. That's why, I like our teamwork because we've both got knowledge in different things. If I don't have knowledge in tubes, I ask her. She doesn't have knowledge in paralysis and muscle things. She asks me.
Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, NG should be pH tested for every use. So if you're connecting a feed, you test it, you change it, you test it. So you never see her change a tube and test it. She's changed it many times on live. She never tests the pH, which that is dangerous because the tube could end up in the lungs if you don't test. You need to make sure that it's in the correct place. NJs do not test at all. NJs you do not test. Now, I'm not 100% sure on how often you have to test it if you're just draining. I'm sure you'd have to test it when you're putting it in 100%. You can't just put it in and drain and say, right, it's in. That's not how it works. You do have to test them. But I don't know if you still need to test throughout the day or how many times. But I'm guessing you'd still need to test at some point to make sure it was still in the stomach. You never test for drainage. Do you not test when you put it in? Because I thought you'd have to.
She does change her tubes on live.
She does.
Which, considering the situation and the vulnerable people she has in their lives, I don't think it's pH initially when put in. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What is another question? can the tubes be changed at home, or does it have to be hospital? We did touch up on this earlier.
Yeah, we spoke about that, didn't we?
Yeah, just to recap, NJ tubes have to be changed in the hospital. You can't change them at home, no matter what anyone says, unless they've got a bloody interventional radiology suite in the living room. Then no, it has to be changed in a hospital.
NGs can be changed at home if you've been trained to do so.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've got
Does she take epilepsy medication? She takes medication that can be used for epilepsy or mental health. Now, one of the key things is the dosages of the medication, which will clarify whether it's for epilepsy or mental health. The dosages that she is on, she has shared some prescriptions with us. The dosages that she is on, I think it was 2 of them. She says 2 of them are for epilepsy, but they are both used for mental health. And the dosages, it says, you know, on the BNF and everywhere else, that they are the dosages for mental health, not epilepsy. How do you ladies know all this? Unfortunately, we've been involved with Kirsten for quite a while.
And unfortunately, we deal with these conditions on a day-to-day basis. And that's something I wanted to touch up on, because there's been a few comments made recently. We don't pretend to be professionals. We've never said we are professionals. We are normal human beings that have been through these conditions. I don't live the conditions myself, but I care for someone who does. And she is a child, so I'm her voice. We don't pretend to be medical professionals. We never have, and we never will. We talk on experience and experiences only. We don't talk about anything we don't know anything of. And if we don't, then someone in our community will know, so then they'll talk on it. We have never ever once.
Yeah, we'll ask questions if we don't know.
Yeah, because we have never once ever said we were medical professionals or ever portrayed to be any. Because we are not. We are just people that live with these conditions. And like Carrie's just said, I have to advocate for Carly. I'm Carly's voice. She can't talk. So I know a lot on these conditions because I live this. So, yeah. I just wanted to get that out there. It's unfortunate that we have to live this. We shouldn't have to live these conditions. No one should, but we do. And it is what it is at that point. There's nothing we can do to change that. And we just live the best that we can dealing with the stuff that we deal with.
Yeah. And we've been in situations, where I know a lot of people, chronic illness and disabilities, everyone goes through it, where you feel fed up with it, and there's a lot of acceptance you have to do with chronic illness. And personally, I've been in that position where I absolutely hated everything about my life. I was in a really bad place mentally. I was hurting myself. I was trying not to be here and stuff like that. But now doing this, seeing everyone's stories, seeing the support, and being able to support people back as well, like, it's kind of given me a new purpose in life. We speak up for people who also are at a stage where they're not comfortable to speak up. We're giving them a voice. We're sticking up for the chronically ill community. Sorry, my speech is starting to go weird.
Yeah. And that's why, when we said at the beginning, that is why we set out to do this. We didn't want people to feel the way that we felt when Kirsten come for us, because we had no one to turn to at that point, because no one was aware of the stuff she was doing. We had no one to turn to. We had no one to talk to at that point. We had to just basically deal with it, so to say. And that's why. And it wasn't nice. Imagine sitting there being told you lie in like secret havens, being told basically that you're abusing your child off someone on the internet that doesn't have a clue what you go through on a day-to-day basis. And that's why we set out to do this. We didn't set out to bully. We didn't set out to do anything that she portrays that we are doing. We set out to protect people, and that people knew then that they wasn't alone in things that were getting said to them, and they weren't the only people that it was happening to. And it was there to, we did this to try and protect people, not to bully Kirsten, so she says. Because we don't want people to feel the way that we felt right at the start of this, because it was awful.
And even away, like, even people who've never, you know, had dealings with Kirsten, they still need support in aspects of dealing with the chronic illness and you know, life in general. Everyone deserves to have support, and everyone deserves to have people there for them. And we've made this community now where there's always someone offering support. You know, you guys support me just as much as I do you, like with you lot as well. It's a very, you give what you're given, and that's what I love about it. And it has been hard, you know, we get a lot of backlash. It seems at the moment, no matter what we do, there's always an issue with someone. You know, people say, oh, you treat Kirsten too nice, and then people say, oh, you don't put enough pressure on her. You know, other things being said about Kirsten always somehow seems to come back on us, even if we're trying to just stick to what we do, the way we do. You know, it always seems to come back to us, and it is very hard, but the positives outweigh the negatives, and, you know, we're not going to stop what we're doing at all. We don't talk about Kirsten all the time. We do quizzes, we play games, we have fundraisers for charity. We just, sorry, I keep burping randomly. We just have a laugh, and that is what people need. Just a laugh. Just when, if you're gonna, you know, write things about people who are just trying to do the best, just be kind and think about, you know, how hard it can be. And we're human. We have, you know, we have things going on in our personal life. We suffer with mental health issues ourselves. You know, we deal with anxiety. It can be stressful. Yeah, so just always be kind. That's what I want to say. Danielle, should we get Danielle up for like a little bit just to...
If she still wants to, yeah.
Yeah, she messaged me before and said, do you want me to still jump up? And I was like, yeah.
That'll be interesting for everyone to hear.
So, we can't speak on behalf of ex-mods because we were never mods, but the lovely Danielle here, our bestie, was a mod for Kirsten, and she was one of the main mods as well. Like, she was the one who was in the box telling her, you're gonna be alright, Kirsten, we've got you.
Oh, it makes me cringe now.
You were just being a good friend. That's all it was. But how was your experience as a mod?
So, I had no medical background whatsoever. I come across Kirsten on my FYP, and I think I was watching her for about a week, maybe 2 weeks as a silent watcher, and then I went in and I spoke, and within a week I became a mod. I didn't know what I was putting myself in for. As I said, I had no medical background whatsoever. I was a mod for about 6 months, and it was basically like having a full-time job that you don't get paid for. We was up pretty much most nights with her. Every night it was exactly the same.
You were basically babysitting her, weren't you?
Yeah. It was basically caring for someone that I didn't know.
You've been away from modding now since about November, October?
August.
Oh, is that how long it's been? Do you know what? Right? This is what I'm saying, guys. It's been a long time. But you were like a main mod, weren't you? You were always the one that she'd go to if she needed, like, for a hypos or seizures. You always seemed to be the one that she would go to, and I've noticed she latches on to a mod as like a main mod.
Yeah.
Yeah, Becky in the comments as well was a mod, and she said we was online carers, and we got a lot of love for Becky. You know, there was, everyone is so glad to see Becky, and we all wish Becky well. You know, I speak to Becky all the time anyway, but Kirsten treated Becky horribly as well.
What made me come away? So there was one night where it all went tits up, basically, with us all mods and Kirsten, and it got too much to the point where John come round and he had to sort it out because it got really heated. And that night I said to John and I said to Kirsten and I said to all the other mods at the time, I'm taking a step back because this has really stressed me out tonight. Because she'd done something on a live and I basically told her to stop, and then she didn't like it, so she come off live and then started having to go at everybody. Obviously, I wasn't in the wrong. If I was in the wrong, I would have held my hands up and I would have apologised. I wasn't. Even John saw it from my point of view, and from that night onwards, I said I was stepping back. Within that time that I stepped back, I got in contact with Kirsty, and I was constantly in and out of Tash's and Kirsty's lives, and I thought, you know what, she's making a mockery out of something that she's not got, and that's when I clicked and I was like, no, this is not fair. And then it took for me to lose my job for me to realise that being up every night, all night, was just getting too much.
Yeah. It was a lot for you, you know. It was hard for us to sit there and watch you have to do that every night constantly, because at this point in time as well, as a screen recorder, I was watching her constantly and recording to pick up all the contradictions, and I used to sit here and think, these poor people having to do this. And you know, you spoke about your mental health and stuff like that, and to care, and she didn't care.
No, even when I said I'd lost my job, all it was is she turned it back on herself. Oh, I wish I could work. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. Well, you can. Get your ass out of bed and go do it. There's nothing stopping you.
I remember the live when someone said that one of the mods was struggling with their mental health, and she turned around and she said, well, I can't deal with her right now. I'm dealing with my own.
Yeah, I've got all that on record. One of their mods was in a crisis, a serious crisis, and Kirsten turned around and said, can you stop messaging me about it? I do love her, but I'm triggered and I'm struggling with my own problems. These are people who sit there all night to help her and support her, and then when they need that little bit of support, she makes it back about herself. Yeah. Becky reminded me about the table. we haven't mentioned this yet, but there was an incident when she was on FaceTime with the mods and she was having a episode, and Dad came in and she shut up and started giving him a load of abuse and shouting at him, and then she kicked the table, booted it. Justice for the table. I've actually got a message off a mod that I know was a mod, and they said they were gonna get that. They wish they would have recorded this and everything, but they didn't. But listen to this story. I'm not gonna name them because obviously that's not what I do. She said, one day when I was a mod for Kirsten, she got her dad round so he would jump in on the live when any hate started. So she started the live, but there was only like 20 people in. So she was getting pissed off because she wanted more people to come in so the hate would start. So she started pretending to have a seizure because she knew her views would go up. The second-hand embarrassment I got, and it just showed me that the other ones are fake too. She started blinking rapidly to the point where Blank was worried, messaging the group chat saying, are you okay, Kirsten? And she was like, yeah, I'm pretending.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, the mods have probably got lots and lots of stories. And this is why we don't block anyone. Apart from these ones that come in and say, 18 plus, check my nudes. Like, yeah, no, thank you. But we don't block anyone because people may come in here and they may be a supporter of Kirsten or a mod, and they can say whatever they want about us in the chat. That is up to them, but we will not block them because one day it could come to the point where, you know, they get shunned from the mod chat. They're not a mod. They realise something happens. They need somewhere to go for support. So we will never block anyone. Like Danielle said, she used to come in all the time and people would say, oh, there's a mod in here. There's a mod. And we'd be like, that's fine. That's fine. And now we're friends.
Yep. I'm so grateful for Tasha, Kirsty and everybody, to be honest. And I am definitely not going anywhere. You're all stuck with me now.
No, I know you're not going nowhere. You got to stay up all night and make sure I'm okay. I'm going to ring you at 3 a.m. and be like, can you just tell me I'm doing good?
You're doing absolutely fine. Just stay with us.
Yay! Oh, I'm getting flashbacks.
So am I.
We're all going to cry ourselves to sleep. Oh, but yeah, we wanted to get Danielle up because she can speak out from a mod's perspective. I don't know if anyone, because I think a lot of people have a lot of like questions around the mods because in a sense it's like, well, all these videos are out there and all the proof. Why do people believe it? But what turned you to know she is faking?
See, as I said at the beginning, I didn't really have any medical knowledge, but I think watching all the awareness lives and stuff, it kind of gave me the knowledge that I needed to know.
Yeah. Yeah. And she won't have medical professionals in her chat. Like, it's very rare that you'd ever see a medical professional be modded because they know straight away. She blocks medical professionals straight away. Awareness comes with receipts, yes. And that is the only thing that we will ever do. We don't base anything off opinion or speculation. We will only talk about things that we have proof on. I've heard all about this. It's all my mum listens to. Is she friends with my mum? Because my mum's a little bit obsessed as well.
Can I just say as well, today you two have absolutely smashed this live. Like, it's even opened my eyes more than I realised. Like, I think if I'd seen all of this before coming a mod, I definitely wouldn't have been a mod. But it's definitely opened my eyes today as well.
Thank you. I think this is what was needed. This is, you know, it was important. And the thing is, there's so many things that we've probably not gone through because we just don't have the time to go through everything. I understand now why Julie was telling me to eat before it. I need my snacks. But no, I think it's very important to make sure awareness is done the right way and to go through the factual side of things and kind of a deep dive into it all. There's a lot of things that we won't mention. You know, there's receipts that we have that we won't show and we won't share unless it was absolutely necessary. Because, you know, people have stories that they don't want sharing.
Can I just say something, guys? If she is in the chat, just be nice.
Yeah, like it says, no hate. This isn't hate. This is simply awareness. Talking about everything. You know, a lot of things going around about bullying and everything, and that is not our intention ever. We don't comment on appearance. You know, we're not mean if we don't. And we want everyone else to do the same as well. Like, don't message her. Don't reach out to her or anything like that. We don't give a username out for a reason. You know, we don't condone anyone sending her messages, going to her house, doxing her. We don't condone any of that whatsoever. Bad mouthing her, you know, saying horrible things. We do not condone it at all. Because she is a human being. And she does need help. And all we want is for her to get help. And we want to support people who need the support.
And always remember, there's nothing to be ashamed of with mental health. There's always people out there. You're never a burden.
100%. 100. Everyone goes through it. You know, mental health can happen to anybody. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Always speak out, no matter who it's to. Anyone you feel comfortable sharing, strangers, family, friends, you know, mental health services, just always speak out. Can I ask the mods if Dad is in on it?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I can't really say anything bad about John. I've never had an issue with him personally, so I can't actually say anything bad. But from what I've seen, they're fully aware.
Yeah.
How can you not be?
And I think that's what everyone's agreement is, that there's no way that they don't know what's going on. But I think no one truly knows to what percentage the parents are involved. And it's a tough one. I don't really want to speculate on what it could be, because that's not fair if that's not the situation.
I don't know if she can walk. I've never seen her walk.
I've just seen that. Danielle, can she walk? The thing is, the mods as well, like, she'll say, oh yeah, you can come round to my house, but never will they, because I feel like she knows that if a mod or a friend goes round, then the game will be up, because things you can hide on a camera, you can't hide in real life.
100%.
Did go.
What?
One mod has been right at the beginning. I'm not going to say any names.
Now that everything's been brought up, they know what to look for.
Yeah, well, I asked this mod if they've seen meds, if they've seen her draw any IVs up or anything like that, and they said no, it was all drawn up when she got there.
Which, that's suspicious.
Yeah.
Does she need those tubes?
I never gave her a penny. I gifted her on TikTok out of recycling gifts, but I never ever gave her a penny.
Did she ask you for money?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, she asks. I mean, we've got all the screenshots. I don't think there's a mod yet that I've spoke to that hasn't been asked for money. Like, I don't know how. Like, I don't know.
Did you see carers? So when she was with the old company, she used to stay live whilst they were there, so we had them. But since she's been with the new company, as soon as they turn up, she comes straight offline. She said on her lives that they're companionships. I personally think they're mental health supporters, maybe support workers. I don't think they're actual carers.
Yeah. She does have carers though, like, you know, we've never denied that. And Becky, please don't feel bad, you know, that she made you feel so bad when you said you couldn't give her money. I'm so glad that you didn't. So glad. Because obviously she's not using it for the right purposes that she says. American ban being lifted. Woo! Do you guys speak to J&K directly or lead them to it? Now, I never reach out to them. Although I will say, I did message John the other day to apologise, because when that letter came out, I I lost it. I didn't lose it, but I just spoke about my speculation in regards to the parents, and that wasn't fair on me to speak like that when it wasn't fact. So I did message him just to apologise. That's all it was. I just said, look, I'm sorry if you heard what I said. You know, that's not how I should go about it, and I do really apologise. As for Kirsten, I wouldn't reach out to her because that can insinuate harassment, and that's not what I'm about. She messages me constantly, you know. Yesterday she told me that my lives are pathetic and people only watch my lives because of the drama, not because anyone actually likes me. So that didn't hurt at all, because if people want to be here for the drama, they can. If people like me, they can. If they don't like me, I'm not going to cry myself to sleep. My mum likes me. That's all that matters. And then she has quite a few times baited, said, if you don't stop, I'm going to do this. You're nasty, you're this, you're that. I just reply with kindness. That's the best way to do. Reply with kindness, and that's all you can do, really. I don't think... Oh, she reached out to you, Kirsty, didn't she?
She's messaged me a few times. They never ended very well, to be honest.
I say reach out, but...
She's live. And I'd just like to say, she looks fucking livid.
Well, I did tell her when she was messaging me yesterday saying that, I'm going to be the cause of her doing something or whatever, which we're very mindful about. But also, I'm not going to let someone threaten me with harming themselves to get me to stop protecting people. Like, it won't work on me. So I did say to her yesterday after the message that we are hosting a live tomorrow, which will be a recap and awareness. And, I did say that she's more than welcome to come along and share her side of the story, because she has every right to. Obviously, she's not going to take us up on it, but Cam 2, I don't know if I can Cam 2 at this moment in time, because... not because of that. But I'm just very tired, and I haven't eaten yet today, and sorry about that, guys. I am a feral. Someone commented on the Reddit that I'm not very ladylike. How dare they?
They clearly don't know you very well.
I am very ladylike. But there will be people Cam 2ing. We will go back to Cam 2ing another day, but we have been on for like nearly 4 hours, and Julie's texting me saying you need to eat. And yeah, I think we've covered a lot. We've done what we needed to do today. And I've got to be in the taxi at 8:30 in the morning, which is stressing me out. If you got insomnia, you'll understand the fear of having to be out early when you don't sleep. But yeah, I think we both need a break. My speech is starting to go completely. I'm just going to start chatting shit.
If you want to watch a Cam 2, I think Moonchild's live, guys, so go over there. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no, I am. We've said what we need to said. We've shared the awareness. Hopefully a lot of people who may have been on the fence about it have realised now.
And if we have said anything along the lines anywhere to upset anyone, please message us.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to upset anyone or offend anyone at all.
Yeah, we've tried to stay as respectful as possible, which can be hard as well, because there's a lot of emotions involved. But we do also host lives where we just have a laugh, if you're in a dark place or not, come along to the lives. We dance about, we just take the mickey out of each other. we have a laugh, we do quizzes, you know, Cards Against Humanity. That's what we're about. My green screen is slipping because I need to move because my legs are stuck in one position. But thank you, Danielle, as well.
Okay.
You know, we love you lots and lots.
You've both done amazing. As I said, as an ex-mod, it's really been an eye-opener.
Which is shocking as well, because you've been out since August, but there was a lot of things as well from like before the proper awareness started that was shown as well that maybe haven't been shown. Especially I lived in America when I was a child. But yeah, KFC, are you happy to end it there?
Yeah, I'm eating KFC. I'm happy to end it anywhere.
Oh, is that how this goes?
I'm a bit disappointed though, because the gravy's not thick. It's like piss water. I'm fuming.
Justice for KFC.
Justice for my gravy. Like, what's going on? Why is it like piss water?
But if anyone stay for 2 mil, okay. But if anyone does have any questions and we haven't covered it, you can send a message and we'll try and, you know, answer your questions. If you need any support or anything, my messages are always open. Now, if I don't reply in a while, it's probably because I'm asleep. But I am getting pretty good at, you know, answering messages. But the messages are open. We've got a great community. Oh, I haven't had fish. I'm not getting fish and chips now, am I? I was supposed to be trying fish today. Fish on a basket. Mama 2's messages are not open. Quite frankly, literally. But yeah, thank you. 2 mil. You guys are crazy. You guys are wild. And I want to thank you guys as well because, you know, you help us. Like, everyone's equal in this. Especially in our community. No one's above anyone. We're all equal. You help us. We help you. It's a two-way street. And that's how a friendship should be. But thank you for coming along today. And thank you for letting us speak. And I hope everyone will sleep better tonight because I know I will. I have sat and ate all through the live. Okay, rub it in. Rub it in. I've been in the hunched over position for 4 hours. My hips aren't recovering. Julie, get the hoist. Because I'm about to piss myself and I don't know if I can stand up.
Please don't piss yourself.
No, I won't. I'll use the bucket.
That's alright then.
Yeah, I feel like I'm never going to end if I carry on because I feel awkward trying to say bye sometimes.
Yeah, so we're going to go now, guys. Thank you for joining. We hope that you've learned. We need an end credit song. All right, 1 minute then.
Just make the sound of me pissing it in the bucket.
But yeah, thank you for joining. I hope you've all not learned, because that's the wrong thing, but I hope it's all been an eye-opener for everyone and they have seen the true Kirsten now, and why we do what we do and what's behind why we do what we do. That doesn't make sense. I know what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, and thank you to the mods as well. I know there was a lot of nerves about it because
I weren't going to thank them. I'm joking.